Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. Let me put on. Okay, yeah. If you can hear me, please, can you let me know? Please let me know if you can hear me. Maybe like a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and I know you can hear. Okay, there is an echo. We need to work on that. Gonna make fun of our host. Okay, we have 4 minutes more. Just gonna reduce all of this. Okay. Thank you. I can see some of our panelists in here already. Thank you so much for coming. I'm just gonna spotlight everyone of our panelists. Thank you for coming in on time. No, that's not what I'm supposed to do. It's not allowing me to spotlight more than one person. Thank you, everybody. We have 3 minutes to go and then we will begin. Today is an amazing day. All right. There we are, 2 minutes more. Yeah, I pinned you. Ahmed, I pinned you. Let me see here. Thank you, Fola, for coming in. Okay, just to let everyone know that please, we are recording like we normally do. This is just taking, just letting you know, disclaimer. We are recording like we normally do, and I hope that's okay with everybody. I just want to say that please, if you are here and you are speaking, please, you have to put on your camera because we will need, we normally edit the videos and send it out so that people can get to learn, heal, and grow as much as they need to. So if you are speaking, please always don't forget to put on your camera. We want to see your beautiful faces too. That's another one. Thank you so much. Panelists are here. Welcome, Mr. Philip. Okay, here we are. It is 6:30 on the dot, and everyone, if you please. Everyone, if you want to please send a message to people just to tell them to come in. We have one more panelist who is not here. I don't see him here yet. Help us with pushing it out, letting people know that the village meeting has started. I honestly do not know how to put that noise off. I should have actually looked for it. Anybody knows how to put that noise off? Anybody? Tell me what to do because I think I can hear it so it doesn't disturb us. But again, welcome. I'm always excited when we come in for the village meeting, and I'm happy to have everyone here. I want to say first of all a very big thank you to all our panelists. Now these people, anyone who comes here to speak is not paid, so there's always huge appreciation coming from me because I mean, like, they take 2 hours of their time on Sunday evening when we should be resting, to come here and just share their wisdom and their experiences with us, and I do not take that for granted at all. So I want to say very big thank you to every of our panelists here today, and I know that some people who are here have been panelists before. Nofisat, I see you. So thank you very much, everybody. Welcome, Choma. Welcome, Chidima. Welcome, Lever. Mr. Lever, I'll just pin you now. Welcome. All right, our panelists are complete this evening, and we will begin. As I was saying, I was just saying thank you again to everyone who have been a panelist on this show. We're really grateful to you coming to share your wisdom and your experience with us. I want to say again that when we come to the village meeting, we have 2 sessions. One session is a peer-led session, and we also have expert-led sessions. Now, most of our village meetings are actually peer-led. We just want to come have conversations, to talk about, what's going on, how can we help with the issues that you're going through. Some people say marriage is hard. I really don't like saying that because I try to watch what I say. I'm very careful with the things that I bring out of my mouth. Challenging, I will use the word. I think I prefer that. I've had to, like, really call on people sometimes to say, hey, do you want to be a panelist on this show? And it's like, no, marriage is very hard. I don't want to do that, which is okay. So I really want to say a big thank you to every panelist here. Not because you have 100%, of the best, but because you are willing, you have worked hard, you are still working hard, and you are willing to share your experiences with us. And like I said before, because I always want to say this, because sometimes when you bring out flyers, some people are like, I know that person. Listen. There are no perfect people. There's no perfect marriage, and there are no perfect people. All right, whoever comes here and sits here as a panelist, actually he's just here to share with us his wisdom, her wisdom, and the experiences. Not saying that they are perfect people. They're not here to teach you. They're just here to share wisdom. We're here to just have conversations. Just share your wisdom, share your experience. What has worked for you? How is it, in your home, and what has worked for you so far for 20 years, for 15 years, for 10 years, for some of us who are even 25. Not me, I'm just saying. What has worked for you so far? That is the reason why we are here. Today we have lots of heart-breaking questions. I mean, like, just reading them, I could literally feel tears, some sadness, on my inside. It was really heartbreaking just going through those things, and just reading what people are asking and what people are saying. So I don't want to get emotional here tonight. That's not the goal. But I one thing I believe that I always hold on to is that marriage can work, and we're just here to help you in case you are on that train that you want your marriage to work. We're here to hold your hand. We're here to just whisper some things into your ears, some words of encouragement, and say, hey, we're on this together. Let's go on this journey. It can be beautiful. Today is the Village Meeting 17.0. Welcome to the Dear Immigrant Wives Series. Today we have Fola on the call. She's here today to stand by me, so I'm not the only person here, so that in case they hit me like this I can fall, because she's at this side of my screen, I can see her, and that's why she's here. But normally what we do at the Dear Immigrant Wives, we invite husbands to come. So thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed Sani, one of the men that I respect in our community. Got to know him, in fact, since the very year I came. We've been serving together in the Nigerian community, Nigerian Canadian Association of Edmonton. Respect to him. We have also spoken on some panels together concerning all of these things, and that's one of the reasons why I invited him, because I respect some decisions, I respect his wisdom. So thank you so much. I got to know Mr. Lever through someone else. The person said, hey, you need to meet this guy, and he has, he runs, this think group. So in case you are not there, you need to be. And just hearing him speak in a panel that both of us were in together, I was like, yes, I think this is a voice that also needs to speak at the village meeting. And then we have Mr. Philip. Mr. Philip, I've known Mr. Philip for a while now, and I definitely respect the wisdom that comes from him. I've heard him have conversations on different topics, even if we don't agree on some of the topics, and he knows what I'm talking about. But hey, welcome. Thank you so much for. We are going to drop the ball today, yes, Professor Virus. Thank you so much for saying yes. Welcome again, everybody. All right, I will go into the topic for today. So we're just going to be asking a lot of questions. Now, like I said before, a lot of questions came in, and we're going to be answering those questions. But before then, the first question that I have for you, our panelists, is, as an immigrant husband, what do you wish every immigrant wife knows? Listen, our village meeting 1.0, that was the topic of that village meeting, and I'll never forget. It was really interesting. But hey, you are husbands, and I'm sure you've been hearing. I mean, you're married too. Thank God for your marriages. You've been hearing of stories in our community. This is just general talk now before we go into specific questions. What are the things that you really want immigrant wives to know? Last year, October, November, I sent out a questionnaire, and I have I think about 86 husbands. One day I'm going to share. I haven't done data yet. I'm going to share so that our wives can know some of the things that their husbands really want them to know. But today I'm going to start with that question first. So there you go. I'll start with Mr. Ahmed, because you are the first on my screen. What are some of those things, as an immigrant husband, you wish immigrant wives knew? Can you guys hear him? Yes, we can't hear you, sir. I thought it was just... Oh, you are muted. I see. You are muted. Unmute yourself.
No, okay.
We can hear you now. Oh, it looks like... Is that his internet? I think so. Okay.
I joined on my other phone because. So, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. So, for me, I think because of where we're coming from and the kind of environment that it is very important that wives trust their husbands and they appreciate that the whole family is one unit. Because I mean, I will use my own kind of background and my environment I come from, which I think might be the same for most of our people. It's such that it's a man's world back then. But in this part of the world, the system is designed to protect the vulnerable ones, starting with the children, and then the woman, and then the man. And as a result, it is very important that the woman still appreciates that the man is responsible for the family. So, what I would want our wives to know is that, and I say this to even my friends and my junior ones. The interesting thing is that when you get married, it is mostly the woman that leaves where they are to go to where the man is. So you have changed position and you have changed location. Because you have changed that position, I say it's like, apart from talking faith wise, the man is responsible and he has to do everything to make sure that he takes care of the person that has left everything, their father's house, their business, their everything, to come and set up a new home, a new place with you, in a place that you choose. But with that said, the woman has to see the man as the person who needs to make things go well and to be supportive. It is very, very important that the woman is supportive of the man. So that's all I can say for now.
Okay, two things. The woman, the wife should know that she should be supportive of the husband and also appreciate the husband. Those are two things that I got from what you said. Thank you very much. I think you should have been here last month because of some of the things that you said. Guys, did you hear what he said? Professor Barrios, did you hear that? I can call anybody's name right now, anybody. So don't worry, it's okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Philip, you are next on my screen. So, what would you like immigrant wives to know generally?
Thank you very much. What I'd say, and this is piggybacking off what Mr. Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, I'm piggybacking off what Mr. Ahmed has said. So I think empathy is the word I'd use, right? So we're all in this together as a family. It's not easy going through that change of migration and coming into a new environment. There's a lot of learning. While, as a wife, you're going through all these changes, it's also important to understand that the husband is also going through all those changes, learning new stuff in this new environment and all of that. So I'd say for the ladies, for the wives, understand that like it's a lot of learning for everybody. Having that empathy as you learn and as you transition. Yeah, support and collaboration is also very important. But I'd say understand, and that understanding for me will give birth to being able to give the man a little more latitude in terms of how he's acclimatizing to his new environment, to the new situation. It's a lot of pressure, right? It's never easy to learn uh, to be left-handed in old age. So coming to a new environment, it brings a lot of challenges, and I'd like for our wives to be more accommodating, supportive, in that way. So that's what I'd say.
I like men, they talk just straight to the point. By this time last week, one person was still talking. My gender. Thank you very much. Give your husband some latitude. The husband is also going through the same changes like you are going through, and if you want to be more accommodative, thank you so much for that. All right, yeah, Mr. Lever, we're moving over to you. What would you want on a general note to for immigrant wives to know?
Okay, so good evening, everyone. First audio check. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. This is kind of my first one like this, so thanks for having me. I echo what the Ahmed and Philip said before. Um, the one thing that a lot of this are going to be personal anecdotes, of course. I think men in general, the way we express ourselves does not naturally translate to how women want us to express ourselves, right? So, from young, we're taught to be protectors. We're taught to be strong. We're taught to be leaders. We're taught to be um, providers. But for many of us, depending on the homes we're coming from, it was told, it wasn't taught, right? So many times we are, as men, we are showing, we think we're showing love, we think we're showing leadership, and we do the best with what we have. That's not even taking into consideration the whole societal expectation of being in a new country, right? So we're going through these pressures as well. We're going through these challenges as well. And many men, and I'm speaking to some friends that I know, they don't know even how to articulate the things that they're going through. Sometimes they don't even know what it is they're going through. Um, Combined with many of us don't go through therapy, combined with the stigma attached of feeling lesser than or inadequate if we were to seek out the help that is there for us. Um, and then when you have your wife come or your significant other come and try to express, because women are naturally better at communicating how they feel. Lots of it is through feelings, and it's easy to communicate through feelings because it's raw. Um, Sometimes it comes at loggerheads, right? Where the man thinks he's doing well by doing the best he can, but it's not translating the way maybe women are looking for it. So we could talk about what solutions might be. When we zero into that root cause, it's a lot of it is communication, and if men are communicating one way and women are expecting communication another way, and we're not speaking the same language, but we want the same things, it can amplify and seem much bigger than it is. And I think the women, and I mean, this isn't to say that women should do more than men, but a lot of it is communication, and we need to learn as men. We need to learn how to communicate because a lot of the spaces I'm in, it's usually women led, right? So the nonprofits, sometimes in the workspaces, Black women are leading. So Black women are going ahead and getting into different spaces that are not traditional to us and are often coming back with more tools, right? That are good to help equip us. But us men, sometimes because of those traditional pressures, don't know how to receive, especially now if the woman is leading, right? So helping us somehow, right, be able to see that, you're not at odds with us. You're actually helping us achieve our dreams together. Um, for me, that was kind of my personal journey. I really had to take like a swallow like a humble pill and just see that, hey, I didn't communicate well before. I used to do as I say, not as I'm doing kind of approach. So a lot of it is, I think the woman really needs to show you, and you need to be able to reciprocate that communication is the key to get anywhere. So hopefully that helps. That's my thought.
That's we can close here, but I'm kidding. Thank you so much for sharing that, and I really really hope that a lot of men are here and are listening and are taking everything to heart that you are talking about. We're just going to jump in. Thank you so much. We're going to jump in very, very fast into the questions that came in. So these are questions that came in from some wives in our community, and they want to know. I really hope that they're here. All right. So one of them says, now, let me say this again, that the Dear Immigrant Wives is for husbands to talk to wives. Right, where a wife is confused about her own husband or is unable to articulate, what's going on in his heart, how come they never agree on certain situations, or just generally the issues that they are going through. And the truth is, I have seen is, just having the opportunity talking to, people in this community, is that most times the problems are not so different from each other. It's really not that different. So I'm hoping that everything that the questions that are here today, the husbands will be able to ask. One thing I want to say is, when women have issues, sometimes it's easier to go to men so that you can try to understand how that man thinks. Not because you want to compare, but you want the man to be able to take you through the thought process of, your own husband, to understand. And that's what this idea it's about. Okay. So the first question I have here, we might not be able to answer everything because there are many. Women, us. I'll start with, she says, we seem not to be able to agree on anything at all. Can you please tell me what to do? So I'm not sure if you want me to start calling, who should come in first, but you have these questions, like right in front of you. So maybe I'll start from Leva again because I started with Ahmed before. So Leva, if you want to go with that, we seem not to be able to agree on anything. What can I do?
I mean, that's a difficult one because that is that's a feeling that I think is real. Um, would her husband say the same thing? That I'm not sure, right? But trying to give advice based on just that information, I think it starts with, what's the quality of the relationship? Can you tell that to your husband? If your husband will listen to you, great. If he won't, who will he listen to? Um, there is usually someone within the circle that can get his attention, that can get him to sit down. There has to be some sort of a trusted intermediary, um, that doesn't make him feel offended, right? Because also we have to navigate that, why didn't you come to me type of
Exactly.
interaction.
Yeah.
So for me, I would, just to keep it short, I would just say, where is that space, that safe space? Find that safe space and just begin that conversation. Because I live by the belief that nobody shows up to any space wanting to fail at anything. And that sounds like that marriage is failing in that regard, right? So first is just aligning there and using that trusted space. So that's my thought,
Use
my
your
advice.
trusted space. Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that that's one big issue that we have, especially not. I mean, like not just here. It's been generally like people don't trust people. Like, oh, if I tell you stuff, how am I sure the other person is not going to hear about it,
Yeah.
and going to interpret it in a way that I did not say. So I think that one of the things that we are also going to tackle today. You've talked about having a trusted space. Thank you. Okay, I'll go over to you, Mr. Philip. What do you think? She says we seem not to be able to agree on anything. What can I do?
So just the way I read the questions quickly when you sent them to me, like, so this is an extreme position, right? I'm sure they've reached agreement on so many things, if depending on how long they've been married and all of that. So, and I understand that some issues are more contentious than the other, depending on who is bringing it up and everything. So, men by their nature, are a lot more rigid. But I know women are very powerful. They're great negotiators, and you know they can come to an agreement. Really, myself and my wife, we come to agreement on 99% or 99.9% of everything we find contentious. What I'd say is that to this lady, don't have that feeling of, oh, I lost or he won because maybe this situation went his way. Don't always have that feeling in negotiations. Like, many a time it's give and take. It's never going to be 50-50. I hardly see any case where it's 50-50 resolution, in any kind of agreement. Sometimes 45, 55, 60, 40. So if you're coming into, any contentious issue like that, it would, put you in a better mindset to say, hey, I'm coming in to get, you know, some wins, not all the wins, some wins. If I get 50-50, it's a fair deal. If I get 90, he gets 10, good on me. But it could also be a 100-0 situation. So if you come to, a negotiation with that kind of mindset, I think there might be a better way to find common ground on many things. There are still going to be issues that are very contentious, and with time, I find that they go away. Depending on what this lady is talking about, there has to be some level of agreement, or some places they can find common ground on every issue. Let her not always believe that, well, if I don't get 100%, it's not a win. Sometimes you can get 10%, sometimes you can get 90%, sometimes you can get 100%. Yes, men are more rigid. Again, women are, great negotiators. They're powerful in the all sense of it. Yeah, she can push her agenda and her opinion.
How do you tell us? How do you want a wife to push her agenda that make her, you know, get that answer
So
from her husband?
I know this is not a religious setting, right? But I'm a Christian, and I draw a lot of my wisdom from the Bible. The story of Samson and Delilah, for example, it comes to mind. You want to stay on it. If it's something that's important to you, there's a contentious issue between myself and my wife now, and that negotiation is still on. It's been on for weeks and months, and if you believe strongly in this issue, you got to be patient. So this is
Okay.
against the background that there's other places where they have agreed. If you're really strong on this issue, you have to be patient, and also be aware that you might not get 100%.
Tell
You
me
might
how
get
long.
40%.
When it comes to patience, tell me how long.
Okay, how
What
do you
is
determine?
your what's what's your preferred
No,
duration?
knowing women for what they want, and they
Yeah.
want it. I'm not sure they put a time frame to it. They'll be there for as long until they get 100%, or at least 60%, until they win. So I'd say be patient about it. If it's a matter of urgency, ladies have their ways, women have their ways. Make your husband see reason why.
Okay.
All the things you do, all the the strategy you can employ. Make your husband see why. Like, men are for the most part reasonable, and it will happen. Some agreements can come forward. That's my
Thank God
that's my take on that.
the video that we shared, you saw that the question there that for that video we shared was that a lot of them are not reasonable. Mr. Ahmed, thank you so much, Mr. Philip. For me, I love that. Mr. Ahmed, please go ahead, and then we have Fola. We seem not to be able to agree on anything. What can I do?
Okay, so from my perspective, sorry, okay. From my perspective, I think we need to look at it from how does everybody see things. Sometimes we're looking at the same thing, but from different angles. And that happens a lot because of our perception, because of the way we have grown up, because of the environment that we are from. Each person, you have to keep in mind, have come from different environments, and they have been trained with certain things in their head. I make fun of a friend of mine who years ago he said the reason he got married was that he saw his elder brother getting back from work and there's food on the table. And he's like, wow, is that how they do it? Right? And then you have somebody who does not cook in the house and came up with having a maid. Those are the kind of things that can create a lot of friction because the man has a different perspective and the woman has a different perspective. What they need to do is to show each other's perspective to themselves.
Okay.
And there's this popular saying I always like using: the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. Try moving your head when the neck does not want to move and see what will happen to you. You're going to have serious headache. So it is very important that the woman approves. And even with what we're saying, the neck is still carrying the head. So it is submissive, but it is in charge. And that's what I also want women to know. 99% of our women are in charge of our homes, but they do not know because they think that men want to impose it on them. Yes, by nature, men are egocentric and they will want to be in charge. But when you calm down and you are submissive, you will realize that most of the things that happen in the house is directed by you and not the man. So be submissive, share your perspectives, and work together. And then you would be able to fight. There will always be misunderstanding, whether we all like it or not. I've been married for over 25, almost 25 years, and I would not deceive anybody to say I have not had issues with my wife. But we have a way of settling that because I know the responsibility. So that would be
Oh,
my advice.
I want you to please throw more light on the fact that what you just said. You said that women, you need to know that you are in charge, but a lot of you don't know. Do you want to throw more light into that for us?
Well, one of the way when people are in charge, when you are in charge, you don't have to fight for power.
Okay.
When you fight with a man or you drag something with a man, his egocentric nature comes into being because he feels that you are dragging it because he's not up to the standard or he's not doing what he should do. So that's what I mean.
It's not. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I was just a bit distracted. Okay. We'll come back to that. Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed. Now let's go to our beautiful Mrs. Olowo Fela. What do you think? Tell me. I mean, like from the woman's point of view, what do you think? Not being able to agree on anything. Um, I know that you are lovely inside out. So can you please talk to us, wives? What's your perspective on that?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, Onome, and thanks to my Egbon, Mr. Ahmed, and other people. Thank you for all the wisdom you have spoken. First things first, I want to say that I will address it from the side of the woman. We've all been there. I think saying that you've not agreed on anything might be an exaggeration, which in the first place makes the problem look a little bit worse than it is right now. So it's blown. One of the things I used to say is whenever I use absolute terms, I'll be like, if I tell my husband, you do this all the time, he'll be like, no, I don't do this all the time. I do it sometimes. It's not the same thing. When you see me as somebody who does something wrong all the time, it changes your view of me. And I absolutely agree. So I think I'm not speaking for you, but it's probably not anything. It's probably just some things that maybe they're important or they've been coming up back to back in the last few weeks or months and all of that. If I were in your shoes right now, what I would do is I will stay back, lay low first. And I think Mr. Ahmed spoke to what exactly I was thinking to speak to is the fact that sometimes men are egoistic no matter how much they try to not to be egoistic. It's just in their build, and that's why the female is meant to submit to the man, right? It's because it comes with being a leader. It comes with its own pride and way of feeling and all of that. So when there is a challenge, when they feel challenged as to what you're coming at them, sometimes all you might be asking for is a pen. But the man is like, no, because you asked, I can give you this pen, but I won't give you the pen just to make sure, just to prove a point to you that I can decide, I can choose what I want to do.
Very true.
I can decide what I want to do. So when that happens, there is a power tussle going on. You don't win in those kind of situation. Everything gets worse, the grass suffers, the children suffers. I would say you pull back first and then try to understand what is going on here. Have I done anything to this man that makes him feel less than a man, that makes him feel like he needs to prove a point to me to say I am the head of this home? So step back, watch what has happened. Are you robbing something at him? Are you maybe making more money at the moment? And somehow you're becoming a little bit unsubmissive, and sometimes you might not be doing anything wrong. It might just be him not feeling emotionally okay. And unfortunately, fortunately, that's part of your job. It's your job to restore his crown back to him. So when it looks like, why are you feeling this way? Calm down and reassure him that in this house, you are the one. See, you are the, it is you. It is you. It's not me. So make your actions look like that and reassure him and then calm down. So another way to look at it is what kind of person is he? So I was talking to a friend yesterday and she was like, oh, she's probably here. She was like, Fola, help me convince this so and so person, which is her husband, to do something. And I said, no, don't say anything to him. Let the time speak. There's some things you don't need to argue about. There's some things you don't need to force. Sometimes you need to actually if you need to see, okay, what is at stake here? It's not a life or death matter. It's not someone's destiny. Like time is not that critical to that thing. We can always catch up. Let's give him a little time. Let the time speak. Then come back to him. He will see himself. Also, we're very emotional. So if I go to my husband and I'm like, this, and this, and this, I'm going to him from an emotional perspective. First of all, even if you are going to tell me no, I expect you to even acknowledge the emotions I'm bringing and the enthusiasm and the excitement, and just first of all acknowledge that.
You're dishing it hot.
Then tell me the no, tell me the no gently. But now the thing is that if he's saying no, there might be he's looking past the emotion. Sometimes men wants to see the logical. They want to see the numbers. So if it is a money matter, for instance, we're going to spend more money. What does that mean? Bring your accounts, do your budget, do everything. So bring the information. Sometimes we are not providing accurate information to help decision making. So we're very emotional and we're consumed by the emotions, and somehow we want the man to get in on the emotion with us. But the man is like, no, wait, calm down. I see where you're going, but can we think this through? So you need to know what kind of person your husband is. I don't go to my husband with random numbers. I go to him with exact. If I go to him with non-exact numbers, he's asking for the exact numbers. And when there's a deviation, I need to explain why. So because that is that kind of person. So of recent, I wanted to make a change.
I like that.
And I thought he was not going to agree to the change I wanted to make. And it was regarding one of our children's school. So I remember that morning I literally lost my peace because we had done it before 3 years ago, and there was a reason we stopped. It wasn't working. But it kept coming back to my mind that I need to do this for this child. So I was there and I'm like, oh my goodness, how do I bring this up? And I need him to agree about it, to eat and all of that. And I I wrote all my reasons, not because I was going to present it to him, but and I know he's a logical person. He reasons from intellectual perspective. So I have to come up to his level. So I had to write down the pros, the cons, what is the impact, and all of that. He woke up that morning unplanned. I just said, babe, there's something on my mind though. I just said, yes, said, yeah, let's do it. Like, if that's what you want, let's do it. I must also add, if you are a believer, pray. The heart of the king is in the heart of the Lord. Like, just pray about it and be like, God,
Tons it.
I need to do this. So I would say, in summary, pull back. There's a reason. Most men, they want the best for you. They know that their life is happier when you are happy. So if he's pushing back at you all the time, you need to lay low first and see what's going on. Watch from afar. Reassure him to
Pull
make
back.
sure that, yeah, I need you on this. I'm not trying to do this without you. I need you on this. It's best for us. And you are the king. You are the head of the house. So I'm not trying to. So make sure that his emotional and psychological safety is in place. And then you take it from there. Yeah.
I just hope that a lot of wives, are here and they are hearing what we are saying. I like your pullback. I like that one. Pull back first. But no, some of us don't want to pull back. We want it right now. And I like the fact that you also said you want the man to come into your emotional state. Sometimes that doesn't happen. In fact, many times that doesn't happen. Thank you for bringing all that up, all that points up. Thank you so much for that. Okay, back to our husbands. Not my husband, though, as in Suliat, all of you start taking your husbands. That was just a statement. I need you guys to please look through this list that came in, the questions that came in, and I want you to pick one question that you want to answer, because the truth is that there are so many we cannot go through. In fact, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't actually take everything, and I'm really sorry if you're here. You sent in a question. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, but there are so many. I know you know us wives. We can just go blah 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 and all that. Please just go through and look at one that you would like to respond to help this wife in the dilemma. Please help. Philip, you found anyone yet? You are muted. Yeah, you're still muted. Okay.
Yes, yeah, I went through all the questions. Is there anyone you'd like for me to? I looked at the number two already. My
Yeah, pick
husband hasn't
anyone.
talked to me
Pick
for two
anyone. If
months.
it's number two, then it's fine. I was going to go through like that, but I mean, like, I just thought to myself, if there's anyone you think that, let me just answer this. I'm good at this.
So communication is very important, right? Like we talked about it, expressing. It's
What
that's the
question are
only
you?
way.
What question are you focused on
That's
now?
that's the second one on that list. I think my husband hasn't spoken to me for 2 months. How can I make this better, right?
Good. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if your husband hasn't spoken to you for 2 months, have you spoken to him for the same amount of time? Like communication it's two-way, right? If that guy happens to be Frank Edo and is giving you the malice treatment, and it's hurting you that bad, you can step out of your that position and have that conversation and ask why. It might be that he's trying to communicate. Silence or no communication is a way. It's the kind of communication too, right? Is there something you have done wrong, or is there something that's bothering him, or is there something you have been doing that is making him pull back, right? So for me, this is a quick fix. Communication is very important.
Oh,
That's how you can
nice.
express. That's how you can know what exactly is going on in the person's mind. You might feel that this person is angry with me. Well, two months is a long time. There's definitely something going on. But if you don't start that conversation in that situation where the husband is not talking to you, I'd say talk to the husband. Ask him what is going on.
Give
Again,
us
men are not.
practical steps. Give us practical steps. What can she do?
Yeah, ask him. Yeah, you go straight to the matter. Why are you not talking to me? Or was it something you
Okay, the
did?
truth is that if you ask him why are you not talking to me, he's not going to answer. So that's definitely that's the reason why she's coming here, because I believe so much that she must have said that. She must have asked, "What's going on? Please talk to me." Things like that. So what do you think? What do you think she can do? I mean, like, coming from a man's point of view, if, for example, you find yourself in this kind of situation, what can she do that will make your heart soften towards her?
So somebody made mention of safe spaces and trusted confidence, right? This is a tool, or this is a mechanism you want to employ. If it's parents, if it's in-laws, if it's
Do
that one
you?
friend,
Sorry, I'm stopping you there. Do you really
no problem.
believe in parents or in-laws as third party coming in to solve problems?
I don't, but there has to be a mechanism to break that ice, right? I believe, just by my experience, I believe in resolving conflict at the lowest level before escalating. So
I
anything
like
that
that.
goes outside the two of you is an escalation of some sort.
Yeah.
If my wife is not speaking to me, or I'm not speaking to my wife, something has happened. 2 months is a long time. Was it after a quarrel, or was it after you requested something, or he requested something and you didn't do it, and then that's what led to that? Try to think back. But if you can't find out, make that move, ask those questions, and let it work. If it's not
Okay.
working and you think you've put in enough time that you've determined, then we can move to escalation, right? So that trusted space, third party, be it pastor, be the counselor, anything, I'd say that would work. Communication has to be restored, because in that vacuum of no communication, a
Yeah.
lot can happen.
A
A
lot can
lot can
happen.
happen, right? Once there's
That's
that
true.
crack, putting it in pigeon, if that crack, if that wall is cracked, a lizard can, come in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Philip. Mr. Lev, I'll move over to you concerning this same question. Tell me, what are the things that you think that woman can do to be able to restore? He has talked about, trusted space, third party, and all that. And I believe that can actually still work for some people. It does actually work, especially when it comes to, let's say, religious leaders or. That's the only thing I can find on top of my head. But what do you think, Miss Oliver? What else can she do? Because I don't want to believe that she has not even done this. For her to bring this question here, 2 months. That's a lot. Go ahead, Mr. Oliver, please. You're muted.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
So there's a book called the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I try to like leverage these tactics in my life, right? And there is an aspect where the writer Stephen Covey was talking about love, where a man is talking about his, I don't love my wife anymore, or
Mm,
vice versa, I don't love my husband anymore. We tend to treat love as a state when it's actually an action. It's a verb. It can be a noun, but it's mostly a verb. So what are you doing to get this person back to the table? Granted, it may not be you is a reason for the lack of communication, right? It may not be you that started the break in the communication, but the fact that you are asking means you're invested in solving the state that you're in. So at some point you were in love, right? At some point there was communication. At some point there was agreement. Get back to that space. But also it comes back to how well do you know the other person, and how have you changed,
I
right?
like that. Yeah.
Be very reflective, but it's an action. So if this person likes Guinness, I'm just tossing the first thing that comes to my mind. Just leave a Guinness, right? If they like a special dish from back home, right? Maybe they don't want to eat what you cook, but order it from a restaurant that they might like, right? If it's so bad that they think you're gonna kill them, order it from Skip the Dishes. Just little things at a time, right? Because just imagine being in a house and not talking to your spouse. That is so far fetched for me. But I do know that people are living through it. So I'll bring it back to what Stephen Covey says, that action, right? Seek first to understand, then be understood, right? Oftentimes we're trying to tell the person what we're feeling, what we're doing, what we want them to think, but try to understand where they're coming from, and to bring them to the table, just give some grace. But you know that person. At some point you loved them, they loved you. You at least spoke to each other. Just extend that little olive branch of that little thing to just slowly bring them in. And it's like, oh, you don't talk to me, but why did you get me this food? Because I just wanted, because I love you. And I know sometimes we don't use that word as much as it should, but that's one way you can just bring that person a bit closer to where you are. So those are, I think, some of the little things you can do. But to get to that point, there's a whole lot that happened before you got there. So that would be my suggestion. Hopefully that person finds it useful.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Oliver. What about you, Miss Ahmed? Do you have anything to say concerning this?
I think if it's getting to 2 months, that has gone too far.
I'm not even sure how that works.
And I agree with everybody. And I want to start from the perspective of Fola when she talked about use, basing on faith. The one thing that we need to understand is that faith is very important, whichever perspective you come at it from. And to be in a home that for 2 months you're not talking to each other, I think you are planting a seed that when it sows, it's going to be a big problem for you. And as a result, the moment it gets to that stage, and this is my own candid advice, I have seen women do it and I've seen mothers do it. Our women know how to make a man calm down if you pull it up. Don't make him to feel like you are challenging him.
Okay. Okay.
And for some things, you have to let go, not because you are not right, but
Pull back.
because of peace. If it is not a fundamental issue, if it's a fundamental issue, well, maybe the marriage is heading for somewhere that it shouldn't head for. But ordinarily, calm him down, let him see point before you even go out. I am also not for going out. To go out, it takes a lot, but you have to pick who you go out with. So when I say go out with, who do you go to? Who is the person that you really talk to say, you know what, this is what is happening? If you have been married for a while, you will definitely know somebody that your husband respects a lot. You definitely know people that can talk to him. If there are none, then I'm sorry, I don't know what else,
What
what
else
else
to
to
do?
say. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just gonna read. Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed. I'm just gonna read what I see on the screen. The person says, DT says, I'm not sure what your full names are. He says, humbly ask him for forgiveness. I like that. And these are the practical ways that I always want us to share here at the village meeting. If ask him for forgiveness if there's anything you did wrong. I know that some people might not respond immediately. He also said, plead with him. He says, hopefully he eats at home, cook his favorite meals, no more challenging his decisions, and back all with prayers. I think this is the third time somebody's saying that wives do not challenge decisions. I want to also read what someone else wrote here. Sorry, it says silent treatment is emotional abuse. By the way, it should not be a part of marriage, guys. It is immature if couples cannot talk about issues. Adults must learn to have difficult conversations and conflict resolution skills. We are going to be talking about that actually. Conflict resolution skills. Thank you very much, everybody. But for you to know, I know that this is a major problem. It is.
If I can
Yes,
just,
for I'm going to call you definitely. Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to ask, like, it feels like to me, the question feels like the person is saying he's not talking to me for 2 months and I don't know why. I don't
Okay,
think you don't know why. Like, because if you know why he's not talking to you, then we can go to fix why,
I
what you
like
can
that.
do for him to talk to you. So I think like the question sounds like he just stopped talking to me for 2 months and I don't know why. No, there's a reason. There's a reason, or there are a couple of reasons. And I don't think you wouldn't know. You might not be 100% sure maybe which us eventually broke the last straw or whatever, but you would know around the things. So, and I love the person that said ask for forgiveness humbly and
Oh yeah.
sincerely. So when you are asking for forgiveness humbly and sincerely, you can just go, please forgive me. No, what are you asking for forgiveness for? So you need to go and be like, oh, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? And to Liver that said that seek to understand before you um before you are understood. So yeah, it would mean that yes, maybe you were not even the one that was wrong, but you want to be the one to resolve this and pull him back to the right part and pull your marriage back to the right part. Because by the way, I don't know how you're doing it. Kudos to you. Like God will help you. Like it's hard. I cannot even not talk to my husband for 5 hours. I can't work. I can't focus. Like it's like my life is ended. You get what I mean? So I can't imagine living through that. It's hell. It's hell. So, but I think there is a reason, or there are a couple of reasons. And if it is something you cannot do, or is telling you to do, you're not doing, or something, then you have to then like you need to focus the solution. That's all I'm just saying. Like you need to focus the solution to a problem. It can't just be random. And I don't think somebody would wake up. That's almost like the person has mental issues. If I just for no reason wake up today and don't talk to you for 2 months. So there's a reason. And I don't think the reason is oblivious. I think you would know the reason. They
I
would know
agree.
the reason.
No,
Yeah.
number one more what this one was Shola said. And this question is too open-ended. There are so many things that could have gone wrong. Maybe it's the same thing that has been repeating itself for a very long time. And it keeps coming up. And they talked about it and it's not working. Because, like, I've been reading all the comments. Somebody keeping malice for 2 months. Wow. That in the same home, then there's something fundamentally wrong. So it has to be moved away from the two of them. The woman has to take it out to the respected elders or community members or church or mosque or wherever to get it resolved. 2 months is a long period of time that we can't just judge based on, okay, this happened one time and the man is upset for 2 months.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think I saw something I want to read. Someone says silent treatment is not communication; it is a manipulation tactic. Okay. If I don't read yours, sorry. Just forgive me. I'll just try to go through everyone's um, conversation. Okay. All right. So, have you seen any question that you'd like to answer, Mr. Deva or Mr. Hamad? Or okay, go ahead, Mr. Deva.
I'm gonna go for it's kind of a cheesy one because I know these are tough topics, but it's something I saw online and my wife and we practice it and and I and it I don't know if it'll help to the extent of someone not communicating with their significant other for 2 months, but before you get there, there's something called like a 6 second kiss, right? Where
Kiss.
as yes, a kiss.
Okay. Six
Um
second kiss. Okay.
6 second kiss. So you literally kiss. Philip knows it. He's smiling. So it starts off really corny, right? But kiss your spouse for 6 seconds. Like one, two, three,
For like
four,
smiling. See everybody smiling. Can you
five,
imagine?
six.
Okay.
There is something that triggers in your brain. Like my wife and I like rushing him around. I'm like, slow down, slow down. And we just okay, 6 second kiss. Can I go try it now? Someone says. Um, yeah, just you don't
You
need to
don't
get
even want to
extra
know.
money.
You don't even want to know who said that.
The rest of my youth friends is always there. I have 4 kids. Okay, that's that it seems so simple, but it I think it's a really good circuit breaker, and it gets to the point where you just like, wow, this is my person, right? It's easy to lose intimacy. I don't think you need that sensor. Especially in Canada, we're all so busy. Um, and then the second thing is dedicating like the first 5 minutes of when you see each other to just put the world aside. I mean, even the kids aside, right? Just 5 minutes, 6 second kiss. Those two things, they'll go a long way. Because it just, as short as it seems, it's actually quite enough to reset the clock and give you something to look forward to. So you're leaving the house, honey, I need my 6 second kiss. You can do it at least once a day. Um, I told her it's 25 seconds. And then the 5 minutes, you don't have to have any agenda to it. It's not meant to solve the budget or just, hey, tell me about your day. Tell me about the gossip. Oh, really? That person said what? No way. Just let go of steam and then go on in the day. So hopefully someone will try that. And at first, the wives are gonna be like, "What is wrong with you?" But by day 5, she will want that 6 second kiss. So hope that helps.
I'm definitely doing that tonight, guys. Definitely. I'm starting that. Any other person starting that? 6 minutes kiss. All right. Thank you so
6
much for sharing.
seconds, not 6 minutes.
Oh, sorry, 6 seconds.
Seconds,
Wow.
seconds.
Sorry.
Don't have to
We
go
still want to do
100%
for
for
six
me.
minutes. I mean, like somebody said they can do for 25. Okay, 25 seconds. So,
25 is
I mean,
long. 6.
all right. Thank you so much for sharing. I really want us to still get down. I don't want to spend so much time on it. But are there any other ways? But I like the fact that I like the fact that someone says to beg, ask for forgiveness. And someone else is saying here that what about if you don't even know? And I know that can happen. Like the person just goes silent on you. You don't even know. Sometimes that happens to men actually. The man is like, she's not talking to me. I don't know what I did, and the man is confused, trying to check. But today we're talking to husbands. I know, So ask for forgiveness. Keep asking for forgiveness. And when we say ask for forgiveness, it's not just a one-time thing, because I mean, it's not just a one-time. Sometimes I don't like looking at the charts. That's the truth. Last week I didn't look at it at all because they really, really make me laugh. So I don't want to get distracted. But I really hope if you are listening, you're here, and just in case you see this video, maybe you were not here, but we shared the video and you see it. No more Frankedo, please. Yes, please. No more Frankedo. It's one of the worst things ever. It's just like you not talking to your child. A child is gonna really cry. And I want you to know that if you're not talking to your spouse, that spouse is not happy on the inside. Please, let's try to do something. And I say someone says there's a reason. There's always a reason. I know that there's always a reason. Nobody's saying that there's no reason. Can you please today just take out time, do the 6 seconds kiss, and just talk to your spouse and say, you know what, let's move ahead. It was always, someone told me yesterday, what's the way forward? And I like the fact that Fola said that too. In counseling, there's what we call solutions focused approach. Solutions focused approach. Different counselors, they use different approach. I really love solutions approach. When you come, I listen to you. When you are done, okay, what's the way forward? How do we go from here? What do we want to see, from here? So hey guys, if you're here today and you've been keeping my list for a long time, today's a good day to just do the 6 seconds kids. Thank you so much, Leba. I really enjoyed and I like that. Today is a very, very good day. In fact, not today, right now. Right now, I believe there's grace and there's strength for you. Go do that 6 second kiss and just say, you know what, I forgive you. I like Fola, you know what, I like what you did. And Moyo was saying it, that you brought BA, into the family. It's okay. And when you were talking, in fact, that's how Fela is. He thinks in numbers. I know, just I'm hearing him talk for the past 7 years. You get? So I understand that. And I love what she said too. Personality, your husband. For example, if you know your husband is a very traditional man, I'm going to say something here that some people might throw stones, but honestly, it can work, I'm telling you. Go to him. You can go on your knees. There's nothing wrong with going on your knees. He went on your knees when he was proposing to you. Just say, come on, babe. Whatever it is that you want to call him. My king, my love, lover of my soul, no, that one is Jesus. The only cockroach, whatever it is that you call him, that will be a very, very good, start for you today. And then go ahead and do your 6 second kiss, and I'm sure it will help. Mr. Ahmed, please, do you have any questions that you can see that you want to treat? Mr. Leva, what about you?
I was gonna say don't lose sight of the 5 minute rule as well. So that's equally as important when you like when we go off into the world, we're all fighting battles, right? So your spouse is your main source of refuge, right? Um, they're together you're guarding the gates of your household, spiritually, economically, as parents and so on. It doesn't solve everything, but it keeps communication going. And the more you communicate, the better you communicate. So Philip, keep going with 6 minutes, guys. Seconds is it, but it leads to that open communication. And that's kind of the root cause. What I always see is it's that communication. So it's that first step to keep it happening. Yeah.
Thank you. What I got from what you just said, I just quickly wrote it here. Dear immigrant wives, make your home a place of love and refuge. Listen, this is not just for immigrant wives, but today we're talking to immigrant wives. Okay, last month we talked to immigrant husbands, but this time we're saying, dear immigrant wives, make your home a place of love and safety and refuge. However, you're going to do that, Fola will tell us about that later. All right. Okay. Next question. Mr. Hamad, do you have any question you would like to treat, or do you want me to just go ahead and read the next question?
Let me pick this one, and then you can pick one.
Go ahead.
So, how can I get my husband to love me again?
I like that one. Yeah.
It's a very interesting question. And I think the first thing you want to do, particularly for our own side of immigrants, because they have different culture. In some culture, the man doesn't pick his wife, and the wife doesn't pick the man. And a bit of it is in Nigeria, where they give you a wife, and people will just say, marry her. The Indians do it a lot. In fact, they marry based on pictures and all of that without knowing that person. But one thing that they do is that everybody has a clear mind at the beginning to know that, yes, we can grow into love and build our foundation on love. After all, a lot of us have friends that we don't know from Adam, and they become our best friends. How
Correct.
do they become your best friends? Because you grew into it. So the moment you are beginning to feel like your husband doesn't love you anymore, you want to step back to the point where there was love and check out what changed. What is it that you used to do that he loved about you? Somebody told me something recently about how we don't appreciate that we all grow in different ways. I'll give you an example. You have a guy who has been working and maybe he became a manager, and then he gets married to this young woman that is a fresh graduate, right? This woman doesn't know much because she's a fresh graduate. But this man keeps looking at this lady from that perspective for another 10, 20 years, as if she's not growing. So when she has grown, you also know that the husband too also grows. We all grow in marriage. We go to different offices. We mix with different people and we pick up different things. But when we come back, there was a point where we used to be on the same foundation. We need to go back to that whenever there's a sign that I'm losing my husband. What did he like about me? And for people that know, when our parents or in the past, when they get married, the lady is young and looking sexy and all that. After the first and second and third child, she starts trying a wrapper and walking anyhow in the house. And
So
the
what you're
man
saying is that
feels,
you don't like her part. That's what you're saying.
no, but you have to have the courage. The fact that you have a child does not mean you should lose yourself. That's the point. You have to keep, Paula, I'm saying the truth, and I know you know that because I know you are not, after all, with all the drink, you still look like somebody I knew like 15 years ago. So I know your husband is not enjoying that. But that is the truth about it. And my wife too is like that. You need to go back to what you used to love about. Don't don't move away from it. He has changed, but there's a fundamental thing that he likes about you and which made him to come to you. So that's what I would say.
So go back to what he liked about you from the start. Okay. How can I get my husband to love me again, Mr. Lever? Before we go to Philip, and then Fola will tell us what she normally does to keep the things spicy.
So, so this one, so unique perspective from myself. Like I spent more than half my life here, but I grew up overseas, the Caribbean side, right?
Okay.
And what I've seen, and even myself, how I've changed. Like we have to recognize that it is different here. Like the things, both sections, but since the question is to men, the things that men see are exposed to either directly or from their friends, their single friends, and all of that, their coworkers. Um, it's a different world, right? And what I'm getting at is, as partners, we have to grow together, right? Many times we come here and we live as if we're back home, right? As the saying goes, you go to Rome, you do as the Romans do. And sometimes people fall out of love because you don't see the things the same way. You're not
Yes.
aligned. Um, and to get that partner aligned with you again, you have to grow with them, right? Sometimes we have to change how we spend money. Sometimes we have to change how we approach risk. Sometimes we have to change how we approach parenting, our relationship with in-laws, because whether it's arranged or it's by choice, the key part was that you were in love at some point. But the fact that you're not in love now means there was a separation at some point. Find that again. And understand, where is that other person? Where are they in their journey? And why are they not in love with you? Is it physically? Sometimes they don't love you because they're not physically attracted to you. You could do stuff about that. Hey, there's no shame. You do what you need to do. Is it because maybe you are not living the way North Americans live? Well, I'm sure you can have a girlfriend that can get you up to speed, especially if you're at home and you're not going out into the community. It's it's really realigning. I always speak a lot about alignment, right? And understanding where that person is now, because nobody stays the same. And when you come to
Correct.
Canada, my God, there are so many different things and pressures that men, I'm speaking for my brothers here, that we are, you know, navigating in this world, that you really need to have really good communication, understand where your spouse is, and also understand the world you're living in, because it's not Africa, it's not the Caribbean. Like we are living here now, and I'll take it one step further. Um, you're if nothing else, you're equipping yourselves to educate your kids, because those stresses are going to carry forward with your kids who are out in the Canadian society,
Correct.
who are out experiencing the Canadian way of life, whereas we are stuck with the way we're from. So it may seem like we're betraying who we were, how we were brought up, the norms and values that we have. I'm not advocating for that at all. But what I am saying is we need to understand the room that we're living in, and choose, right, the ones that we, our spouses especially, um, have adopted, and just find a way to go in that journey together. And hopefully that will make that person fall in love with you again, because at some point you were in love with them. Something has changed. Typically, the person has changed because we're all changing. We need to realign on that. And the benefit you have over that younger person that Ahmed said is that history. You have combined history that no one can take away from you.
Oh, that's true.
So
Yeah.
just definitely evolve with that person. And I think that'll be good to bring you together.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Philip, what about you? What do you think?
Thank you very much, thank you very much, Levar. So I again, you talked about perspective, right? So personally, I'm not an advocate of love never dies, right? Love can fade and love can die. We've seen
Are you talking
love.
about love or you're talking about feelings?
Love is a feeling.
Is love a feeling?
Yes, it is a feeling.
No, love is not a feeling. We can talk about that later, but go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, people can fall out of love and fall back in love, and people can fall out of love permanently. So this lady who was asked this question, um, yeah, she probably gets the vibe. Is this one of those many times that love wasn't 100%? Maybe love was 50%, or love's at 0%, or this is one of those time when love has stayed at 0% for a protracted period, and perhaps yeah, you're looking at it that maybe this love is not going to be ever rekindled. So I'd say, just looking at it from a perspective, she needs to be able to determine what has she done, and all these good things we've talked about, all these good strategies we've talked about, has she employed them and love has refused to rekindle this time? Maybe it's a time. Yeah, I'm not an advocate of yeah, love must be forced or it must come back, or yeah, I'm not an advocate of that. Read the situation. If you have done everything that you feel would rekindle love, everything you know how to do, you've come for these sessions, you've listened to all these English we're speaking, you've read, you've prayed, and love has refused to be rekindled, then maybe it's a time to look for another love. And that's just the perspective going to come in at this point.
I mean, like, is it easy?
It's
Like,
it's
we
never
don't.
it's never easy, right? But you see,
Like, do we advocate for that?
for
Like,
no, we don't advocate for that, right? But I've seen a lot of situations where people try to force love, for want of a better phrase, and many bad things happen. If you people were in love, you guys had all this long time of being in love, and now you're falling out of love, and everything. Both parties have tried to rekindle this love, and it's not working. Yeah, maybe it's
I mean,
it's
like,
what it
that's
is.
that's why we're here, right? We want to know
Mhm.
what can work,
What can
because,
work? So
yeah,
all these things were said. All these things were said. Ahmed has said. Lever said. I said. You have said. Can work and should work. But if it doesn't work, and we're not naive to the fact that we've seen situations where they don't work, or where people have tried to force them to work, and one person ends up dead,
losing
or
his
ends
life.
up getting
Okay,
a
okay.
a 2 month malice and all of that. It's that the situation you want to keep encouraging, to go forward. Personally, I'd say no. Do all you can. Pray, get somebody to get you up to speed if you're not living the Canadian life, if you're not caught up in education, if you're not if you feel, oh, it's physical attraction. Do all you have to do, and get to a conclusion. If that love is not going to come back, maybe you should step back, you know uh and maybe it can be rekindled by just stepping back or stepping away from that relationship for a while. Who knows, it may never come back. So that's the perspective I'm bringing today. Love may not come back. That's what I think.
It looks like you are trying to put a cement on it
No, no, no.
to seal it
Love.
up. That love might never come back. Now, all of us have talked about prayers here, and sometimes, I feel like we take prayer as one of the options. You know, just to say that prayer works. Or say, oh,
Prayers,
after
prayers work.
doing this, you have prayed, you have this, you have that, you have that. Prayer does work. It does work, absolutely. But yes, I
Yes.
understand you. I get you, Mr. Philip. Thank you. Father, what do you have to say about that? I mean, like, if you have a friend that comes to you and say, sis, how can I get this man to love me again? I've done everything.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's interesting. Randomly, I just walk up to my husband. I'll be like, "Do you still love me?" And I feel like nowadays they just even know where I'm about to ask the question. He'll be like, "What? How? Where? Yes, I do." Like I just so I do get what this person might be going through. It might not
Yeah.
even mean that the marriage is about to break. You said love is a feeling. Yeah, I agree. Love is not completely a feeling. Love has a feeling, there's action, but I think it's also a decision more so than that. One thing I wanted to say was that just to start is like men. and women, we communicate very differently. So, a woman can tell, and it's the way God made us. I can say the same thing to Onome, stop wearing a red top. I can say it 1 million times. I know Onome is not going to listen to me, but I'll just keep saying it. And I'm feeling the joy. And each time she does not listen, it pains me, but I'm still going to say it. But one thing I've noticed about men is that when they say things once, twice, three, four, they let it go. They don't have that rigor to keep pushing it, except you are one person that knows how to make them to keep pushing it. So when sometimes I feel like men have a way of giving up, even, and you might not even know. They've told you, I don't like the way you do this, I don't like the way you do this, I don't like the way you do this. That's it. Now you might keep doing that thing. Now their mind is sealed. They have thought about you in that way. I'm like, she's not gonna change. Their mind is sealed. They're moving on. Now, when you start to have several of those kind of things, where mind is sealed, mind is sealed, over time you can see that you might start to see that the outward expression of the love that you are seeking might no longer be there because there is no emotional connection to you in that way. So that's been said, and I think it's something that you don't have to wait for things to get bad, just something to put at the back of your mind, that as we go through things that your husband might not necessarily keep repeating the same thing. You could just move on. You think he doesn't, you think it doesn't matter to him anymore, but for the sake of peace, they
That's very
readjust and they
important.
move on. But it does not mean that it's pleasing to them. But meanwhile, you have the grace. You're gonna keep telling that shoe. I've told you don't be keeping it there. I've told you don't be, and all of that. So that being said, I think the other thing I wanted to bring to mind is that someone spoke about who were you when he got married to you and all of that. I think one of the interesting things that happens to us as adults, especially when you move abroad, is you just become a different version of yourself. You are now that girl. You are now that strong mommy, strong woman. You are at work. You're writing exams. You It's almost like you have to show up to life as a tough person. It's almost like you wake up every morning. You want to be soft and all of that, but life is like, no, you have to be strong.
You
You have to
can't
be
be
tough
soft
and all of
today.
that. You can't be soft today. No, no softness. And then that makes us lose the softness that we bring to the table. So I would say a lot of times when you're talking to your husband, it was something I had to learn. We're nagging. It's more of, okay, can you do this for the children? Oh, you've not done this and that and all of that. And then so over time, you can start to see that you're not necessarily building a sweet relationship. So your husband looks at you and all he sees is this woman that wants me to get this done and get that done, or will tell me, remind me of the 1 million things I've not done. Compliment your husband. Tell him you are doing good. Like you are doing great. Be like, babe, tonight you just go and rest. It's not because you have not rested or you've not done enough or something. Leave anything that needs to be done. Tell him, babe, go and rest. You deserve it. Right? So don't let the voice that when they think of you, when they think of us as women in the house, and I know it's hard, but it's doable and you have to be intentional. That the only time they see is it's almost like a transactional thing. So take a moment and step back. Be a girl again. Like just a girl. I'm just a girl. At the end of
I'm
the day,
just a girl.
just be a girl. The same girl that they met 20 years ago. Sometimes just be soft. Yeah, there will be moments where you will have difficult conversation. There will be moments where you will have to be tough and be strong and all of that. But make a conscious effort that that is not your default. Even when you have to have a tough conversation, you can approach it in a soft way. Approach it
Okay.
from, because I feel like life has made us feel like women now you have to come at par, you have to, no, 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 you can be at par, you can think at par, but you can speak differently. So be that soft, sweet girl that can put her head on her husband's shoulder, that just gives a hug from behind. Do you get what I mean? Like just bring back the softness into your marriage. That is the love you're talking about for all you care. the love she's talking about might not necessarily be that the love of maybe is not in the house or is not talking to me. The guy might just be there doing transactional things, but women, we need more than just the guy being there. We need the extra. And how do you now bring up? My husband always says that you cannot be acting like Sulia and expect me to treat you like Beyonce. I don't know if that means if you guys know what that
Fella, word,
you cannot act like no,
nuggets,
it would
on
tell me
gold.
it would be like you cannot shout at me all day. I didn't used to shout or anything, but it would be like you cannot speak to me this way, speak to me this way all day. And then at night, you just expect me to just give you a sweet, warm hug, a peck on the head. No, everything is conditioning. We can condition, we have a lot of power. I agree.
I,
You
I have a
can,
question for you,
you can
Fola.
condition the man. That's all I
Fola, I
want to
have a question for
say.
you.
Yeah.
For wives, I mean, I saw something on Facebook some days ago. Says the woman was saying that the man made me who I am. Like, because they say that a lot. They say, oh, because never. I can see your hand, please. I'm coming. Because he wasn't doing this, I had to step up to do it, and now I act like a man. I talk like a man. And you said the word, we are now apart. I want you to speak to those kind of women here today. Just 1 minute, please. How can they bring back that softness that you're talking about? We want Philip, what's that laugh? Like, it's impossible. That laugh is showing impossibility things. Anyway, let's talk about that. How can a woman bring that back? Because some women say, "Oh, I'm stressed. I'm stressed. He made me. He doesn't do enough, so I have to do this. So I'm stressed. So I cannot be soft. I cannot. I have to tie my wrapper. I cannot do that because he's not appreciating me." What? How can you? I need to speak to those kind of women um,
Yeah,
here today.
I totally understand. Absolutely, those things would definitely happen. And even if you have the best husband, by the way, that is there and does everything, the truth is that I don't expect you to be soft all the time. Don't go to your office and be soft. A confident woman, a well balanced, well rounded woman knows when to speak the heart. So I cannot be talking to the people in my office and be soft. No, I come at you the way we come at ourselves professionally, right? If I'm in the store, if you're moving funny, we have to you rise up to the demand. But I do understand that sometimes the man might have given you a reason to toughen up yourself and you're like, now I'm hungry. The truth is that you're not just being tough, you're hungry. You're an angry person. And you have resentment, and it's not your fault. But the truth is that all of this hunger is, yeah, you can say that, okay, it's because of the man. But you are the one that is now changing. You are the one becoming who you are not
Correct.
supposed to be.
Correct.
So take a step back. Being soft does not mean you don't also, it does not mean you don't, it does not mean you, I know we talk about it's not a rich housewife of head meeting. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking of a woman that knows her place and knows that when I'm with my husband, I don't need to shout. Or if I shout all the time, or I come at him all the time with loggerhead, there's no way he would look at me and treat me softly. So you can change if you're in that situation. I believe life is in seasons and things do change. If you're in a situation where you have very young children, honestly, life can be very challenging when you don't have help and you're
That's true.
trying to do this and all
Very
that.
true.
But that would not last forever. That can be 3, 4 years and your children start to grow up. But somewhere at the back of your mind, just know that this is not who I am, and do everything, even in that tough situation, to restore your softness, even in the way you deal with the children. Because if you're not careful, you start to transfer that aggression to everyone. So while the man might not necessarily be helping, and you never know, your softness, you're going at him a little bit softer, can start to help him change his behavior towards you as well. Now I know situations where people have married bad people. No, I don't think anyone is a bad person, but like, I mean, like where they are not just things. This person is not reasonable. It's far beyond reasonable. You now owe it to yourself to keep yourself sane and to keep yourself the person that you would want to be. Because one day you don't want them to actually look at you and be like, I can't be with this person. She's not kind. She's not nice. She's angry all the time. And then we'll pull out your records, and it's all the time. All your text messages to him is you're speaking from a place of anger or resentment. Take a step back. If you cannot speak, don't speak. Catch your breath. If you cannot speak in person because you're going to be aggressive, send a text message. It's easy to add please and thank you when you're texting versus when you're speaking in person. So I don't think anything should make you. But yes, I do agree that life situations can happen. But keep it at the back of your mind while you're going through it that this is not me, so that at some point you can find your way back. It's like going
So
through pregnancy for 9 months. I know that this tummy is big, but this is not how my tummy will be forever. But I will go through it. Now I'm because at the back of my mind, I know I will go back. So just keeping at the back of your mind that this is a temporary situation that I'm in, and it's not who I am. And
so
don't let
you're
that.
saying literally that a woman should work on herself.
Yes, you you got to. It's you have to.
So it's not only about the man. Oh, he's
Yeah,
doing this. Oh, he's doing this. But can I
yeah,
step back? Like you
yeah,
said, I like the word you use, at the beginning, pull back,
yeah.
and do
Pull back.
your.
You cannot always pull the button, and you'll be so surprised that sometimes the men doing this are not even bothered. They're like the coolest people. Like they are doing it and they are not even bothered. But then you are going around like you're almost turning mad. You have to pull back and be like, no, this is not who I want to be. I don't want to be a shouting person. I'm not an angry person. I'm not a disrespectful person. So if this person is making me like this, I have to find a way to deal with them and manage myself. So you have to self-manage.
Okay. Thank you very much. I agree and I love that. I hope really that a lot of wives here can actually hear and will do. That's my prayer for you. Leva, please go ahead. And anyone, if you are, you want to say something, please just raise your hand. I saw someone's hand before, but the person put a hand down. I think it was Oluwatosin, was that you? I don't remember, but please just leave the hand up. We'll call you if you have anything to say. Miss Leva, please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. No, there was a bit of a trend in the chat where people were saying not to just pass everything to God. Because remember, God works when you do, right? Many times we just pray and we say God is going to take care of it, but we still have to do our work.
Correct.
Um,
Very correct.
and that's where that, like I was saying earlier, the verb of love, it's showing up every day. It's you doing something, even if it's the smallest thing. Um, and in how you do it, tying it into the last discussion about masculine and feminine energy, they complement each other. And if nothing else, envision, even in its most aggressive, heightened state, a man will treat a woman differently than he would treat another man, even if he's angry, right? So just naturally, if you embrace a woman, our natural instincts to come and protect, deliver, guide, and support naturally complement that intuitive nature that women bring. That makes us reassess, provide emotional steering that we need. But when you when you run into and you encounter um, that masculine energy, and sometimes women say, "Well, I have to be the man in the house." Well, you can't, right? That's like I can't be the woman in the house. It's just we. My dad always says this thing that drives my mom crazy, and I picked it up. He says, we are equals, but I am the first equal, right? But that it kind of plays a bit of a trick in your mind, but it shows that, hey, I value what you bring to the table. Like we equally contribute something meaningful. Um, but playing back to the whole, maybe part of it is how we were brought up, that expectation of something has to be done. If we can't agree, something has to be done and we'll go my way. But that should not be the default. And sometimes in our communities, and I may catch some flack from the men, even in the accepted beliefs that we have is that the men by default should lead. I'm not sure about that because I have a pretty strong daughter I'm raising, and she's got really good leadership tendencies. So as much
That's a
as I
dicey
want her,
one.
it's a dicey one. As much as I want her to honor her husband, someday, as much as I want her to have traditional values. But what if that man is not able to lead her, right? Is it wise of me, of a father, to give her to, and when I say give, and traditionally we bless that union. I do not want my daughter to be stifled when the husband that she has, by some virtue of patriarchal society, says you have to lead, right? They should obviously come together, and I do want him to be the first equal in that example, but it should not be de facto what he says goes, right? So I think women in your true feminine energy can actually always get what you want, right? Like if a woman plays the strings right, then just rub that man's head. It's some magic there. Um, but you can steer him because sometimes we want that leadership from you, but we don't know how to ask for it, right? So
Wow.
it's I'm just thinking from my daughter perspective, and mind you, I have three boys, one girl, but I just see just naturally I think she's a Gemini. She just got this strong build, and maybe she takes some of it from me being daddy's girl, but I don't think it's by default the men should always lead. And I know I'm kind of saying this on both sides, but it's more earned than given in my belief.
That's a very dicey one. We'll talk about that later, but I
It's a
like
dicey
that.
one. Wrong with
I
you.
like that. I really, really like that. Um, but it's a dicey one, yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Lever. Yes, Uchendu, let's go into the chats and also into our participants here today. Nche, please go ahead. Unmute yourself and please your video too so we can spotlight you.
I'm sorry, I'm unable to turn on my video right now.
Okay. All right. No worries.
Um, something we had talked about like the men had highlighted a few things in the chat in regards to like every man having his usefulness, and no matter sometimes like whatever we continue to look at is what grows. So if I'm looking at everything he's not doing right, oh, he's constantly not doing this, he's not doing that, he doesn't get this right, then we kind of miss out on everything else he's doing right because we're
That's
so
true.
focused on the things that he's not doing rather than the things he's doing. And that tends to deflate people, be it a man, be it a woman. If every time I'm nitpicking on everything you're not doing, you feel unseen, like, okay, but I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. And you never get to compliment those things. So there was this book I had read. I can't remember the book right now, but it was saying something about rather than criticizing in the moment when you see something to criticize, why not find something instead? Retrain your brain to find something instead to compliment the person on and change the atmosphere instead. So it is sometimes our default is finding the wrongs and talking about it. And when we see the right things, we don't even get to talk about it as often as we talk about the things that we see wrong, making the person feel like you're playing into, oh, I never do anything right. So for anyone, a man or a woman, feeling like, I never do anything right, eventually, even the ones you're doing, it might start to dwindle because you just feel unappreciated, man, you just lack the motivation to want to do other things. Now, on what Lever had said in terms of like having a daughter that is a great leader and everything, and that is amazing in itself. But like what I'm going to bring in here now is to see the spiritual perspective of this, she being a leader. Number one is she already knows who she is, and you can already see who she is. So part of your duty right now is to train her to be able to spotlight the type of man she's supposed to be looking for. She has to find a leader, someone that can lead her, someone she can submit to. Because if she's not going to be submitting, she has no business going into that union to begin with. Because you cannot keep two cats on a. So it is, you already know this is who you are. Then find the person that is most compatible with you, someone you know you can trust his leadership and you can submit to his leadership. You don't go and pick up a John Doe on the street and say, hey, come and be my husband. And then we'll figure out whether you'll be the leader or I'll be the leader because I don't know whether you'll be able to lead me properly. No, she She has to find that person compatible for her and be willing to be able to submit that leadership to him as the head of the home. Now, this is not to say that she's not a leader. She is still a leader. She's there to play that supporting role to him according to how God has said to best support, to be a helpmate to him. And then in other contexts, like in, say, like her workplace and everything, nobody is saying, oh, go to your workplace and go and submit to the men there. No, she can go into that space, she can lead and she can be the leader wherever. But inside her home, it's a very different story completely. You cannot, you can, no. The man has in place as the leader, the woman has in place as a helpmate. Now, people underplay what a helpmate is because a lot of women, like every man has his button. I keep saying this thing, like I say this and I say this to anybody that keeps here. Every man has his mumu button. Lever, mumu button being like every man has that key that you can turn.
Let them tell us how they're
It is
button today.
like everything is starting in the right way. And you need to know what it is to your husband's heart. You need to find those keys. So every understand that, like even to your wife's kids and everything, you know, if she's upset, what do you do? What do you say? How do you come back to her? That will be that thing that will just turn her. Some people is like, oh, I go and buy you food from your favorite place. So some men is sex. Some people it is like, okay, let me take you out. Some people it is money. Find that thing. That the moment I do it, there's some food I'll cook like this. Like as soon as my husband sees it, before he eats that food, they're like, please, what are we negotiating today? Because this one is more serious. But like we can laugh about it and banter about it, but they're just things that will make someone know that okay, this person wants my attention. This person knows that they've hurt me. This person is like an apology language of some sort. So we all know this, but sometimes pride plays a role. We do not want to play into that. We're too upset. They're just different things that happen, and everybody maybe feels like maybe I've been taking for like sometimes we always have to ask ourselves in every fight, do we pour gasoline inside or do we want to pour water in it? So if I'm coming into like, okay, I want to make amends, leave offense on the side, leave certain things on the side. Like, how best are we solving this thing to make sure that we're all like not everything we even bring up in that moment. There are some things that are better left, and then later when the coast is clear, and bring it up because they're a bit more sensitive. I can go on
That's a
and
good
on.
one.
Like
Yeah.
there's this is just the things
So
I
I
can.
Thank you so much, Nchedo. Really
really want to hop
appreciate.
in.
That's my big sister, just in case for some of you.
Thank you, Nchedo.
Leva, please, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, really wanted to hop in and say, and Chida, I value everything you just said, and I actually wanted to add a quote that was brought to me by actually one of my clients a while back that I think really drills to the heart of what you're saying. Where your attention goes, energy flows. Where your energy flows, things grow. What are you growing? So when you think of your relationships, where are you putting all of your attention, right? So if you're looking, like you said, if you're looking at a negative, um, negative will come of it.
Correct.
And hopefully, oh no, maybe you share that out later on. But if I think that would be a really good takeaway for all of us, depending on where we want to put our energy. But what you look for, you will find. Uh,
I like that one. I hear that one a lot from a lot of older couples. Whatever you're looking for, you will find. And I like that quote: "Where your attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, things grow." What are you growing? Permit me to just Mr. Stefano, do you want to ask your question? I can see you say you have a question, but if if yes or if no, I'll just read. Just wait for you.
Yes,
I'll read from. Okay, go ahead. Sorry,
okay.
our panelists, don't raise your hand. Please
Good
put
evening.
it down.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everyone,
Good evening.
and thank you, Onome and the panelists for always showing up. Okay, and I'm happy that we are discussing real issues. Um, so yeah, so I have this question, and it seems that this conversation is what is now probably going around on the streets of social media. Okay, so I've been able to hear people call out some certain situations or call out a pattern and all that. So one of the things that I picked from those conversations is that was a comparison between Nigeria, okay, and diaspora, okay.
Okay.
So the conversation is this: someone is saying, or the argument was now centered around divorce, and the argument is it is more difficult for people living in Nigeria to divorce their spouse, okay, comparable to diaspora. And this argument was being backed to say, okay, because in Nigeria, the man is being seen as the sole provider. So the man does everything for the family. And because the woman is not bringing so much to the table, okay, the woman somehow sees this man as a lord, okay, and somehow is submissive to the husband, okay. Then mirroring it to the diaspora, the argument on that side is because this woman has now been enabled, because this woman is now making money, because this woman is now feeling capable. So that in a way pushes her up to start feeling that, oh, I can actually start doing without this man. I actually don't need this man in my life. What does he do? Okay. And if you go back and start looking at this traditionally, okay, how we knew marriage from when we were growing up, okay, we tend to probably see that our fathers are largely more like the sole provider, okay, and the woman looks up to the mothers looks up to the father, so to say, why the man goes ahead to probably do everything that he needs to do, provide for the family, make sure that everybody is nice,
Okay.
everybody is okay and very well. But the argument that when a woman starts making more money, okay, there seems to be like this ego, there is this power. And just
Also.
like Paula did mention, she did say, oh, when a woman, if you are even making that money, if you are at par, there's a way she put it out. She said, even if you are at par, you should still be able to find a way to calm down and know that, oh, this man is your king. Okay. There seems to be some kind of correlation. So the big question for us today will be, women, how do we navigate through this? Okay, when we are making this money, when we are feeling capable, when we are feeling more, what do we do? How do we? How for men can easily do this? Men can easily adjust, become flexible, that is the life of a man, okay? But for a woman, when you are making all this money, when this money start coming, how are you able to still comport yourself knowing that this man is your king? You know, I've seen some very beautiful situation that in Nigeria, and I'll be like, oh, like, is this possible? Like I know someone that at some point, the man was doing very well. At some point, the man had some ups and downs and all that. Okay. So one day we were talking, I was talking with the woman, and the woman told me that, CEO. But the husband, the kids, we are not, the kids, they didn't even know what was happening in the family because at any point in time they need something, they go to the man. Okay. And then what the woman does from the behind is, if he say maybe like a 200,000, a 150,000, whatever money it is, What the woman does, he gives it to the husband, and the husband takes this money and gives to the kids. The kids never knew. I'm sure them knowing will probably be now they've gotten of age and all that, and be wondering, how is this man spending money but he's not working? That kind of scenario. Do you understand? And this woman does not fail to honor this man. This man was never less in her eye. Okay. So I would like to understand our perspective towards this. Do we see it as a deal breaker? You know, how do we navigate? How do women navigate through this situation or circumstance or capability and all that? So yeah, thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. I would like some women to answer. Uchedu, you've spoken. I would like you. You answer. But any other woman here that wants to answer, can I see? I don't know if there are hands up. If I'm not seeing the hands, I can see 3 hands up. Sorry, let me just. Who are those? I don't. Sorry, I can't see it up from my end. Okay, Modele. Okay, Modele, please go ahead. Modele, please go ahead. And after Modele, Moyo, and then we have Uchedu. Marina, I'm expecting your hand. Oh, Choma, I can see your hand too.
You said woman. What's
Yeah, women.
Moyo? Where are you
Oh,
calling from?
okay. Is that Moyo? Is that Moyo man? You know we also have Moyo women too. Modele, please go ahead. Is she there? Okay, Choma, go ahead if Modele is not there yet.
Okay, so concerning the issue of women earning more or at a time in the marriage when the woman is earning more, um, to a great extent, I won't say this is always the situation, but to a great extent, the way the woman treats the man when she has started earning more depends on how she was being treated when the man was earning more.
That's true.
So
That's
for
true.
some women, it has become like it's payback time. And then that's when you now start seeing negative characteristics because she now has money. Which takes me back to a book I read a number of years ago when I was getting married. And part of what the book was saying was that you need to find out how you perceive money, what you see money as. And there were different character and different categorizations like that. So some people see money as a form of security, some people see money as a power tool, some people see money as, I've forgotten what the third one was, but that you need to find out what money means to you before you go into a marriage. Yes, I think the third one was that money was seen as a defense for some people. So you need to find out what money means to you and what money means to your spouse. And that way, by the time the two of you are making money or one person is making more than the other, it helps even you to understand your own mentality and why you're acting the way you are. So I think, I don't want to speak for too long. So I think that's basically it. So part of the things is in summary is that when men are earning more, they need to be careful about how they treat their wives so that if for any reason the tables turn, it will now be expected that the wife will also be able to treat them with love and respect too at the same time.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Choma. Thank you so much. That's always been what I've heard over the years. All right, thank you. Let's go to DIs. I don't know what that means. So is it eyes or yes or D9 yes? Please go. Please go ahead. What's your real name?
This is Juliet. Good
I see
evening.
you here all the time, but I don't know your real name.
This is Juliet, and Naye is my last name, Omonaye. So
Oh,
it's
Monaye.
just a short form.
Can you imagine Juliet? Okay, that's one of my big, not big sister, my darling sister. Okay, go ahead, Juliet, please.
Okay, so I'm a Christian, so I'm going to take it from there. And the Bible says, "And two shall become one." See, if you're not in a place of oneness, whether the man earns more, whether he treats you wrong, whatever, when the tables turn, you'll find a balance. What is your value? What do you value? In that marriage. I think a lot of people go into marriage thinking about it like 50-50. Marriage can never be 50-50. Sometimes it is 100-0. Sometimes it is 70-30. Sometimes it's like you're on a seesaw. Whoever has the biggest weight stays on top. And then if Kwashoko come or whatever, and then you lose some weight, you go down and the other person stays on top. You're balancing each other out. And so when you start to get to the point of, oh, I'm a bigger earner and I do this and I do that, when the woman earns, see, a woman who is going to be horrible when she starts making money would have started showing those tendencies even when she's not making the money, right?
That's
She would
true.
have started showing those tendencies. Give her small money and then it all blows up. But what is your value in that marriage? You don't go into marriage for what you get out of it. And so if money will be the deal breaker, then you're not ready. You're not ready. It just looks like, some people treat marriage as a means to increase their social status, or it's a transactional thing, or, oh, my family will get out of this. I think we need to come to the point of, if it's rosy today, it's oneness, it's one purse. And I know that a lot of people will not agree with this, but for me, I still don't understand why in this day and age you keep two separate accounts. It can never be me. It can never be me because of my value. Like, if I have decided that this man, everything, it is you. Why should there be a case of different accounts? Why can we not? Why must it be your money? It is my money. It is this. Now come off it. You have not come to the place of oneness.
Come off it. Come off it.
Sometimes it is 20 from the man because that is all he can bring to the table at the time. You make up for the 80 and don't carry megaphone because of that. Bring your shoulders down.
Let's go.
Sometimes the man is 100 for 1 year and nobody hears about it. So you now make money for 2 months and you tell the whole world that my woman rapper, like, really, we need to be realistic with ourselves, and the table will turn anyhow.
I
There are
like that.
seasons, there are times and seasons. Woman, rise up to the occasion. Man, also rise up to the occasion. When you have it, do not lord it over the woman. Woman, when you have it, do not make it feel like, yes, I'm the head of this family. Sit down there. After all, they butter your gari. It just appears like a lot of us go into marriage thinking about it from the romance perspective of when we're dating. Marriage is a different ball game.
Oh,
Love is
yes.
not enough. There's so many things that comes into marriage, and it is not one or the other. It is bits and pieces of everything. Bits and pieces of everything. Sometimes it is, money. Sometimes it is who is doing the chores. Sometimes it is who has the energy. Sometimes it is who is sending money to the folks at home. You have your strengths. Play into those strengths. Do not beat somebody who is already down in a place of weakness and say, oh, because I'm strong in this, you're horrible. Remember that you also have places of weakness, and the man is going to make up for that. So come to it with oneness. Like I said, it's not always going to be equal. In fact, it should not be equal. It should not be equal. Get that, as in, when we get that at the back of our minds and look at it from the perspective of, oh, there'll be times when I'm strong and I need to help this person, or there'll be times when I am weak and I'll need to rely on this person to be my strength. Then it's no longer be a case of, oh, I'm the one calling the shot now, so you keep quiet. We need to come to that realization. Abroad, though, Nigeria, it should be the same thing. It
It
should not
should
be
be the
a case
same.
of where you're at or geographical location. It is what you carry inside, what is inside of you, what values do you hold, right? Whether you go to Japan or whatever, let that value transcend, globes and remain the same. What is your value? What is at the core of your mind? What is at the core of that relationship? Let that be the guiding factor. Water it. If you don't water it, it will die, right? So it's not about money. Let's take away the whole money conversation. Women will make money and then start to lord over their men. Honestly, you're not ready. You're not ready yet. That's all I'll say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I agree that some people will not like this, but honestly, guys, I wish you put on your camera so that we can actually share this video. But I'm going to look for a way to share what you just said, because a lot of women need to hear that. Not just women, but also husbands really need to hear that it's not going to be 50-50 all the time, or even 100-0 all the time. Ahmed said it at the beginning, we evolve, life changes, different things, and then things happen over the 25 years that you're married, that you're going to be married, 30 years that you're going to be married. Sometimes one is going to be bringing 100, the other person is going to be bringing 0. However it is, guys, we need to make sure that we are not
So,
being
Onome, can I just
pompous
add?
just because we are earning more. Fala, please go ahead. Sorry,
I wanted
please.
to add something quickly. I
Yeah.
wanted to add that, one thing I always think about for men is that, so let's say today you're married to Bill Gates' daughter. What would you bring to the table that would make her love you? What would you do to a Bill Gates daughter where money, affluence is not a problem? So there has to be, and these people, they do get married, right? Otedolas, the Dangotes, and all of that, they do get married. There has to be something that is way more than money that you bring to the table. So because the challenge is that when a man sees money as a weapon in the house that is being wielded because I have the money, then you don't have a stake here, you do as I say and all of that. Then that is a problem. Money is simply a tool. I tell my husband, it does not matter where the money comes from. As long as there is money, we can spend the money. It does not matter who made it, where it came from. If he wins a lottery today, I'm not working. If I win a lottery today, like I'm just saying, I don't even play any of those. But I'm just saying, like, if there was a windfall and we never don't need to work again, like, and I don't need to work again, that means it's not working again. So money is a tool for the family, for the house. It is not one-sided something. So if you make the more money, it does not matter, you bring it in and then you spend it. And I was just telling somebody yesterday that, see, money spent together actually achieves a whole lot more. That's one of the things that we don't realize in this country. If you keep everything separate, you can only go as far, because you need the togetherness in the thinking, in the money. You need to bring the money. Every money needs to be on the table. So when decisions are made, you don't make a decision whether what to invest based on the 10,000 that you think you have. Meanwhile, there's 100,000 somewhere. You would make a totally different decision when there's $110,000 on the table versus when you're seeing all there is a 10,000. So you're actually shooting yourselves in the leg. Like, you are not helping yourself, you're not helping yourself grow, you're not building your life in a way as fast. So why did you get married? Just stay single. Just stay single. Yeah, that's what I wanted
Yeah.
to say.
Unchedu, do you still want to say something? Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. Unchedu, your hand was raised. If no, then let's go over to Moyo. I think the women have spoken, so let's hear what you have to say, Moyo, before we go back to us. Also, your hand up, is it a new one, or is it from the question you asked before?
Yeah, it's a new one.
It's a new
Yeah.
one. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just hold on first. Moyo, are you there? Okay, Moyo is not there. Please go ahead, also.
Which Moyo are you calling? Are you calling myself?
Is
I didn't
it
raise
you are
my
the one
hand
who
though.
raised your hand, Abby?
No, I did not raise my hand though.
Oh, are you serious? There was a
And
Moyo
did
raised
I
now.
raise my hand?
Your hand was raised, okay. Okay, also
But
please
yes,
go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
So
oh my Moyo.
I thank you for the thank you, ladies, for throwing your response to this question. Um, so I think the first feedback to my question, I want to take that up because I see that as I see that I hear that a lot, and people also complain about that. Okay, there is this tool I use for myself in my own marriage. Okay, and I use this same tool for all my sister-in-laws. Okay, I try to forgive. I forgive my wife in advance.
Wow, it's amazing.
Do you understand? I forgive her. I forgive her in advance. So by saying that, what it means is that there is nothing she's going to do that I'm going to see as wrong. I'm going to see it differently. So because my mind has been conditioned in this way to say there's nothing she's going to do that I'm going to feel wrong or I'll feel angry and all that. And over time, it has also been built in her too that there is nothing I am, whether I'm wrong, whether I'm right, she's my number one fan. Okay. So this too clearly takes away all this grudge. Like somebody say, okay, when he was making the money, how was he treating the woman? And now he's time the woman is earning more, the woman is not capable, so it's a payback. So when people say things like that, it shows where they are coming from. It shows that the center is not holding, which is there should be that communication, there should be this love. But when this communication, this love and other attributes are not there, then yes, you start seeing that wrong. Okay, like the way I see Onome, there is nothing Onome will do now that I'll probably say, oh, but I will only start seeing Onome in a different light when my mind has taken out that conditioning or that adaptation. So we need to really, go back to the fundamental. And like Paula did mention, there was something I read, I saw, it was maybe like a reel or a skit. So one guy said that he picked up a book to read on how to become a billionaire like Otedola. But when he picked up that book, he found out that the first chapter was saying that
He lived.
Otedola did not start from Nigeria. He started from UK. He closed that book.
What a nonsense talk.
Do you understand? But somehow, like, yes, you know, we can't, like, most of us or some of us are not coming from that affluent background. So if we are not coming from that affluent background, what has worked for the likes of Ote and Dangi and all the rest of them, we can't really, at that level they are, money is no longer a problem for the children. There has been a trust that has been built for a legacy funding for these guys that, see, you don't need to do anything. Even if you do, just try to be okay. You have money for the rest of your life. You understand? So money is not on the table. What is on the table is how can we enjoy ourselves? Can we go on a holiday? Can we do this? Can we do all that? So it's just an entirely different conversation. And an Ote daughter is not talking about, let me migrate to Canada or migrate to the US to go and be looking for a 9 to 5 job. Do you understand? Yeah, you say I'm just migrating. I just want to, I want to feel this culture. Their reason for doing things is quite different from ours. Okay, we are doing something to say, okay, we want to get to this next level. They're already on that level. They are just enjoying. They are living life. Okay, so and then I know what's her name again? Fola did mention, yes, which is very important. Our money. The money does not need to say where it's coming from. Whether it's the husband, whether it's the woman, it is our money. You know, that concept is very important. It's our money. It's not Okeke's money or Mrs. Okeke's money. Once that money has come to a pot, then it becomes the money for the family. And money spent together. In fact, in a place like Canada, you need to be smart, to be able to win in the system. You can't keep on doing, this is my money, this is your money, and you expect to win. You can't win. It has to be it has to come together. Like, if you are making investments, it's the investment for the family. It is the investment for us. So men need to go back and start conditioning their mind. The women need to go back and start conditioning to their mind to say, it is our, not your or mine. I feel that will help solve um, some of the problems that people have in their family. Because I'll tell you the truth, you see, eh, money is a big factor in family.
Very big.
Money. Do you understand? Let's leave all this shagera and all that love and see. Money is a big factor. So the when it's being we need to really address that conversation so that it can stay in people's mind. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Also, Ahmed, is that your hand up? I'm not sure. My system, I'm saying something else.
Onome, it looks like you're saying double though.
Are you sure you didn't just put it down because the hand is no longer there?
Okay.
But anyway, it's fine. Thank you very
No,
much.
but
Okay, go ahead.
I want to make add to what has been going on. And first, Philip, I want to say that when you say love is a feeling, love is not a feeling, and I agree with Fola. Feeling is part of love.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that goes beyond feeling something for somebody, and that is why a lot of people have a problem. A lot of people go to into marriages with loss in mind, and when that loss fades, because it will fade, we all grow, and we would grow, and we would lose the way we used to look. So it's very important to understand that love covers wider than just having a feeling and making it go that way. Thank you.
Correct. Thank you so very much. Now, I saw someone. Oh, before I say this, please, I want to ask us, please look into the chat group and help us fill the forms. Most times, this is where we get our questions from. This is where we get our topics from because I don't bring things on my head. I listen to people to say, okay, what's going on in the community? How can we help? So please, the feedback form is there. Help us fill it. If you want to be a panelist, this is where you can actually tell us that you would like to be a panelist on the show. So please, the feedback form is there. Help us. Help us. Click on it right now, please. Click on it. It's just going to take 1 minute. It's just 4 questions there, or 5 questions, and sometimes it's a number. Yes, just rate us and let us know. All right, Mr. Paul, long time no see on the village meeting. But yes, please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you
Good
hear me?
evening. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Sometimes I feel like breaking my TV when I get upset, but I don't. That's my feeling. But as a Christian, love bears all things, love forgives, love endures. There's something I like to put in here. You, your wife is you. How you treat your wife is the kind of person you are. If you are a wife beater or somebody who gets angry and slaps your wife, that's a bitter person that you are, and you have to correct yourself. So I know it might look like a feeling, but love is more than that. You may feel mad at your wife, but she's the person that you loved, and you would, and you why, and you say you are the apple of my eye, blah blah blah, and then you guys got married. You actually went to her home to pay the bride price. Always keep that in mind. There was something you saw in her that made you chase after her. That person hasn't changed. Situation may have changed, things may have become tougher, and you have come to Canada where everybody has to pull their weight, and it may be a bit of a pressure on you, but we all have to adjust. That's the first thing I want to say. And number two, I don't understand this issue of what do you bring to the table? What do you mean, what do you bring to the table? The table has 4 legs. If I bring only 2 legs and the other person doesn't bring 2 legs, the table will break. So I want to put this in. Men, please don't be insecure when your wife start making more money. Why am I saying this? We bring in values, we bring in respect when we are coming to marriage. It's not a contract. What am I saying? And women, and don't be insecure. Your wife is doing very well. Everybody pull their weight. And for example, for myself, when we got married, I came back from the UK, and I was just trying my best doing evening lesson, teaching people. My wife was earning way more than me, and nobody knew. And this was our value. If it was only Gary we have in our house, that's my wife that brought this up. Nobody we know. We cover ourselves. We keep going, right? If there's issues between myself and my wife, after when we close our eyes and we sort that issue out, we don't have an option of third party until if things get out of hand. And it has never. We talk things out. So that's one thing I wanted to put out there. And I heard somebody say, ask your husband to forgive you. sometimes I think we should be very careful. There are some men who lord it over, and you must be very careful as a woman. You have to understand your husband. There are some men, if they say, let us do it like this, and the woman just voices out and say, oh, my dear, I think we should do it like this. He gets mad. He doesn't eat. He doesn't talk to her. In that kind of situation, if it's good to come to bring peace and darling, or forgive me. Forgive you for what? For voicing and asking him, oh, should we do it like this? That kind of a marriage, I would say. Somebody said something about a key or a mumu button. Each woman should understand the structure and the system of their marriage and the other person who is in that marriage, and be careful to make the most of it, to turn the key in such a way that there will be peace. However, whenever your husband is not talking to you, or keeping malice as the case may be, which I do not understand, because you eat from the same house, you sleep on the same bed, and you are not even scared that somebody will poison you one day. There's a big issue. My question is, in such a situation, the woman should apply wisdom. Sometimes even saying let us kiss, he doesn't even want to see your face.
That's true.
So you may need somebody who is accountable to, somebody who you will talk to that person, and that husband will be able to listen to. But sometimes just say let us kiss and make up. It might not work because you've not even spoken for 2 months. Not to talk about just saying this evening we'll talk and we'll make up. So for women, I would say understand who your husband is. Sometimes working under his mumu button may work. Sometimes getting somebody to help you speak to him may work. But do not leave it to fester. It's gone past 1 month, two of you are in the house. That thing that was a small wound will turn to a wound that will cut off the whole leg of that, and that will be a big problem. So let's get on it as quickly as we can. Yes, calling him your Lord, perfect. He also he has to realize that as you are calling him your Lord, it takes two to tango, right? You are also his queen. So let's keep that in mind. And I would like to say the last thing before I drop.
Okay.
If money is the deal breaker in your marriage, it's a big problem. I would say money, just like Paula said, is a tool. And when you have a husband saying you are talking to me like this, let my money come. When my money come, you will see, madam, be careful. That is pointing something to you. You have a woman that say, okay, you have treated me like this. Maybe one day I will have my own money. No, money should not be. There's value. You respect the other person. You honor the other person. You cherish the other person. When money comes, you guys use it together to make the marriage work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Thank you.
Please, can I quickly jump in just 1 minute? Yeah, I agree. Love is not just a feeling. There's there's a lot more that must keep the flames of love burning. So yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah, no romance without finance, right? So it's an action, it's a decision. It's more than that feeling. Yes, I agree.
Oh, you just want to tell us that you agree. That's so
Yeah.
nice. I mean, like your wife won't have, I don't want to call her name so people won't know. She won't have issues with you at all because you agree very, very fast. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip. Lola. Oh, my Lola. Please go ahead. Lola is here today. Please go ahead.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm not going to turn on my camera, by the way. It's already late here.
Don't worry, we know who you are.
Good evening, everybody. So I've been very quiet and just listening, but I decided to just unmute to add a couple of things. Last weekend, myself and my husband were on a marriage retreat panel for a church. So we're the speakers. And honestly, some of the things I've heard today and some of the things I've seen in the chats and some of the questions that came up last week, really broke my heart. In fact, I haven't even posted about whatever we did last weekend because honestly, I had time to, what's the word, to like reminisce on some of the things happening with families here. And there's a big problem. It's a lot is happening.
A lot is
And
happening, actually.
one of the biggest things I see is we are, what's the word? We are refusing to learn and refusing to move forward and refusing to adapt. And like I said last week, my biggest problems are the next generation we are raising, because it's how do I say it? If some of us have the mindset we have, I only wonder how, the kids we're raising would what's the word, would, move forward.
What mindset they'll pick up?
Yeah. There were three things I was going to touch on. The first one, where they're talking about someone saying the husband was not talking to her for 2 months, and people are saying go beg and whatnot. Typically, right, I'm usually harder on women, but I'm very sorry to tell you, unfortunately, a man who hasn't spoken to his wife for 2 months, when people are saying go and beg him, go and rub his head, go and do that, please, excuse me. And these things happen when people are not even accountable to anybody. I saw somebody else in the chat say her husband is, refusing to listen to anybody. He's had problems with her family. See, we have problems, honestly. Don't get me wrong. Moving to a new country, trying to adapt, a lot of things are going on. Do you understand? A lot of things are happening, right? But if you cannot even do things by yourself, seek professional help, which is what I told people last week, at that conference we went to speak at. And when I say professional help, I'm not even talking about your imam or your pastor. Many times, imams and pastors are not equipped. They're not equipped. You need to go for professional therapy.
That's true.
Because I'm a Christian, I live by the Bible, Holy Ghost speaking, tongue speaking, everything. But I'll be the first person to tell you that sometimes it's not just by going to the pastors or going to your imams. You need to go seek professional help. But unfortunately, our people are not even ready to ask for help. There's a culture of shame. There's a culture of shame. The other thing is, I'm beginning to have a problem. I've always had a problem with this one, but it's beginning to surface a lot. The kind of friendships we keep. The kind of friendships we keep are a problem, especially in this Edmonton. And like I said, this is not because of this village meeting. I was at a conference last week as a speaker, and my heart broke. You can't have friends that are seeing you struggling, and you guys can't sit down together and, organize yourselves without it being the
That's
talk
true.
of the town. Many people are doing friendships that they don't have trust in each other. I'm just telling you the truth. We're doing friendship, but we cannot. Paul has problem. He cannot say, Lola, this is what I'm going through. And then Lola will sit down with her husband and say, Paul and wife, let us discuss what is going on here. What can we do? Without Lola and her husband turning it into a cinema movie for the whole of the town. And then we're doing friendships. We're joking here, guys. We need to help each other. We need to. There's a problem. Lastly, they can't raise an altar. It's tough, man. It's tough. We need to start having very difficult conversations in our community. It's really tough, man. Forget all this shiri shere, shiri shere. We need to start to have very difficult conversations. You're hearing people's marriages breaking because of what? CCB, because waiting, because what? Yo, man, I'm not saying marriages. See, there are deal breakers me and my husband have that if we cross the lines, the marriage ends. We both know. Those are really tough deal breakers. But not somebody did not collect CCB, somebody did not pay this one. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And like I said, it's not just this meeting. We were on a panel last week. It was a church. We went to speak at a church. Now, for context, me and my husband were married counselors in Nigeria for about 5 years, right? We've refused to do marriage counseling here for certain reasons. But we need to start to build. See, it's funny, right? You see people, you will laugh at this person. Onome said this, you will laugh at her. Philip said this, you laugh at him, but you will say you're doing friendships. That's one other part. When it comes to a marriage, another thing I told them last week is three things breaks a marriage: power, sex, and money. If you have a rundown of power, sex, and money, you're good. Your marriage is okay. Does it mean you're not going to have problems? Of course, you have problems from left to right. I tell people, myself and my husband are very good friends, but we still even argue. Like, we have very heated arguments as friends, as close as we are. In fact, I tell people the friendship I have with my husband is more of agape than any romance love. Which brings me to my third point before I leave this space. Many people I've seen in our community deal on the eros love. You guys know what eros is,
That's
right?
true.
Eros is the romantic love, and people forget to build the agape love. This is what I was saying last week. So, Onome, we have a best friend who is a lady, and she knows everything about Onome, but Onome's husband doesn't know anything about Onome. Now, do not get me wrong. It is great to have great friends. I have great friends, both sexes, men and female, whatever. But your husband, in an ideal situation, your wife should be the person who knows everything about you as against an outsider. So I was giving an example last week. I'm tired. I've been stressed at work as a man, for example. My boss has done all sort of crap, but I'm telling Philip. Then I come home, Onome, who's my wife, doesn't even know anything. And then I'm crying for Onome. I'm getting upset. You understand? She doesn't have no context. Or Onome has had a bad day as a woman. She's told Fola, who is her best friend, but Philip, who is the husband, has no clue. Do you understand? Are you seeing how things start to become a problem? We need to build the agape love, build the friendship love. Forget this eros love. Forget this eros love. And not, don't get me wrong, eros love is very important, my people. It's very important. But I'm a Christian, for example, and I was reading was it First Corinthians or what was it last week when I was talking to them? I don't have my sheets here. And I was saying that, you know how Jesus likened his love for the church? That is how a marriage should be. And I read the part where, they always say, women submit to your husband, wives love the church. And I read the part before that part, which says both of you should submit to each other. They don't read that part in most churches.
That's true.
They focus on the woman submitting and the man loving. Read
That's true.
the scripture before that. It says submit to each other. Submit to each other like Christ submitted to the church. When you submit to each other, when you guys have a solid foundation, all this, whether this person has more money, listen, a man and a woman getting married are one. Again, what's the word? Disclaimer. If you're in an abusive relationship, I beg you in the name of God, please, this does not apply to you. Go seek professional help. If you're in a sexual abusive relationship, emotional abusive, infidelity, it's not forgive, I rub your head, that will not work. Go to professional therapy. But in an ideal marriage, right? Right? We should be able to see ourselves as one. It doesn't matter. And I had to teach them last week. Have a budget for your family. The Dada family, this is the budget. There is mortgage. How much is food? How much is this? How much is that? How much is that? The money that comes to the Dada family is one. It is not Alaji Sani's money or Mrs. Fola's money. It is one stream of income as one people. But we see people now who are still saying, after 10 years, you're still doing, my money is for me to buy human hair. His own money is for him to go to Mexico with the boys. Honestly, there's a problem here. And we can't keep having these meetings if nothing is changing. Oh, no, there's a problem here.
Yes, there is. We must do something.
So please, I hope all of us that are here, how many of us, maybe 80 of us, can even become ambassadors going forward. This is what I taught them last week too. If all the families who were there, about maybe 50 families or what, took the message from last week, work on themselves, become ambassadors, then the light will continue to shine. In fact, in recent times, I've gotten so tired. If you notice, I don't even put my mouth in anything anymore because honestly, I am, what's the word? For lack of a better word, I'm done. Because sometimes you don't even know where you want to start from. But please, I'm begging us. If we come next village meeting and somebody is still saying the husband is not talking to her in 2 months, if your guy annoys you in the office, you won't talk to him for 2 months. They will sack you. Yes. Yes. Anyways, please, I've been talking for more than 5 minutes. I just wanted to add that context. Sorry, guys. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Lola. You didn't add what the woman should do.
Oh, for which one now? Sorry.
For the talking to him, not talking to her for 2 months, yeah.
2 months? Yo, I'm going to say things you guys will not like. 2 months, a man hasn't talked to me in the house. What was the context? Except we don't have, again, I've learned not to judge from one side of the story.
Yeah, that's true.
Except we don't have context. Except this person is not being truthful. But as far as there was no infidelity, there was no crime, there was no shooting range, what could she have done that you would not talk to her for 2 months? What the freaking heck are we talking about here? 2 months? Do you guys know what 2 months is? 8 weeks. Can you go to work for 8 weeks and not talk to people in your office, no matter how annoying they are? And he's the head of the home. Please, whoever that person is, I don't know if you people have pastors. I don't know if you have imam. If you are reporting and he's not doing anything, you will have to break the silence like, guy, are we doing this marriage or not? Have you checked out? It's okay. But you can't keep me in a perpetual happy place of rubbish. And they're saying I should come rub your head again, except this person is not telling us the truth. except this person is not telling us the truth, except there was infidelity, except there was maybe a shooting crime, except there was something unforgivable. Haba. Look at somebody else in the chat, just put it there. Her husband has not talked to her for how many days? Why? Are we children? Now, don't get me wrong. Even me, as I'm preaching like this, there are days where I'm really upset with B. And I don't talk, like, I think Fola was saying it, that she can't stay without her husband for 5 minutes. That's how I am with Usolari. Ideally, right? Like, I always want to talk to him. It doesn't even help that we work from home most of the time. So we're in each other's space. We've been working from home for more than 5 years. So it's hard. If we don't talk to each other for an hour, it's as if Armageddon has fallen. But there are times, I'm telling you, and I'm going to be very truthful with you guys. There's still times where I can't regulate myself. As much as I pride myself as a very emotionally, intelligent person and a very regulated person, there are times where I'm really upset and I can go for hours. I can go for a whole day and not talk to him. But 2 months, you guys, 2 months is how many days? 7 times 6 weeks is how many days? Is that not 42 days?
2 months is 60,
I mean,
60 days.
I'm
Sometimes
sorry,
60,
I not go
sometimes
school. Make
61.
una no vex. I not go school.
That's
I
fine.
went to night school. But you understand what I'm trying to say? So in this case, honestly, it's not about Robbie's head or whatnot. Just today, if you are on this meeting, madam, except you didn't tell us the truth. Well, I'm assuming on my part, there's nothing like all of those things I called. Go to him. Good evening, sir. Kindly let us have a discussion here. Are we moving forward or you want to keep him quiet? Except you did something we're not aware of. Please. But if it's like maybe you annoyed him, you did one thing, you did something. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Please. We can't do all these things we're doing. Yeah, and it's affecting our kids. Many of us are not even going into the root cause analysis of many things happening in our community. Tomorrow we start shouting they are being racist to our people. They are doing this. Children are suffering in schools. I take time off to volunteer at my kids' schools a lot. You can see children and know they have a problem from home. Forget all this spiritual kind work we're talking here. And many of these issues are from home. We think children are not seeing. They are seeing everything. A child will say the father has not talked to his mother for 6 weeks. Most likely that woman is dumping her emotional burdens on these children. Then she starts to take them as their own people, as her own spouse. There's a problem here. And like I told them last week, this is why people will get married. Mother-in-law cannot leave children to have peace. Father-in-law cannot leave children to have peace because they are emotionally tied to their kids. You can't, as adults, we're having anxiety, separation anxiety. People think separation anxiety is only for people in daycare because we're not setting the foundation right. I'm so sorry, guys, but honestly, like I said, if I have not even recapped Onome from the speaking event we had last week. That's to tell you how this thing weighed on my head. Like I haven't even talked about it. And then we're saying these things here. And we'll come again next village meeting. Somebody will tell you that the husband has not spoken to her for 2 months. It's tough, man. A woman is not a man. A woman is not a man. No matter, I'm more masculine than feminine, right? I'm an alpha female. I'm a type A. I'm a choleric. But even at that, I'm still a woman. Even at that, I'm still a woman. Most of you who know me, I'm not very feminine, in quotes. Like I said, I'm a choleric, I'm a type A, I'm a first child, I grew up under a military father, I went to military school. The way I think is not even ideally the way most women think. But even as that, I am still a female. You can't not talk to me for 2 months. What the freaking heck are we talking about here? Has he not talked to his male friends for 2 months? And please, if you are friends here and you are seeing your friends doing nonsense, both women and men, please be talking to your friends. Forget all this friendship we're doing and we're calculating how many houses we have and how many cars we are driving. Is that what friendship is? Yeah, have you bought house in Leduc? Have you bought house in Beaumont? And your friend is suffering. Your friend has not talked to his wife for 2 months. How many human hair have you bought? Your friend does not know how to appreciate the husband. There's a lot we need to do. Oh. There's a lot of work. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm really a bit upset this evening, but there's a lot of work. And please, my chat to you as you leave here, like I said, if we even start to help each other, maybe we will go further. All this friendship, reevaluate your friendships. Reevaluate your friendships. You people will go for friendship trips. In that friendship trips, you can see that this person is struggling. Use the friendship trip to help your friend come out of the problem. No. When are you buying the latest GLK? When are you buying the latest motor? Oh, God will help us. It's well. It's well.
The house is quiet. Thank you, Lola.
Fire!
Always. Yeah, always, always, always.
Fire.
You know, when we started,
Um,
I said it. I said, just looking at the questions that came in, made me very emotional. Like, how did we all get here? Why can't we just look past and sit down, solve these issues, and move forward? We're closing right now. We have done a lot. I think maybe we should starting the village meeting by 7 p.m. or 7:30, because it looks like people start coming in, around that time. But we'll share the recordings, um, so that you can listen to how much wisdom, from experience, and also from, should I call it intelligence, that people have spoken tonight. And I really appreciate everybody, everybody. I am so sure. Okay, before I continue and round up, please can you help us feel this feedback from, please? This is very important. All these questions that we ask normally come from there, and sometimes when it even takes a month, I'm even, I'm impatient. I'm like, oh my God, when will we be able to answer the questions, of these people? How people just come in, and ask questions that are really, really painful, and you wonder, oh, how is this person living? I just want to talk to the husbands here today. You've heard from everybody. You are the head of the home. This is not about blame. This is not about attacks. I know this is a Dear Immigrant Wives session, but please, I'm very sure that you are able to lead this to make sure that everybody's okay. Reach out to professional helpers. Like Omola said, maybe not certified yet, but trust me, she and B can do a good job. We have Mom and Dad's University, Olusheye and her husband, they are there. I am also a family coach too. There's a marriage conference coming up actually, June 26th and 27th. I'm going to be putting it here, for the next village meeting before then. Seek help. I beg you, please. Don't suffer in ignorance. Don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer. It's not God's will for you to suffer. Don't suffer. If you know that it's too much for you, like Amola said, and I take that so seriously. What kind of friends do you have? I mean, for me, if my friends are not able, to solve issues that I have, why? And I thank God for my, for where I am, not just for my friends, my close circle, and even for, my friends at the prayer group who don't even live here at all. Some of them are here. And that's a very, very good question. You need to help yourself. You need to stop being bitter. You need to stop, being aggressive. You need to put down unforgiveness. I mean, like, if the person dies today, come on, guys. If the person dies tonight, maybe you wake up tomorrow and the person is not alive by tomorrow when the person died in his sleep or her sleep. How are you going to feel? These are questions that we need to ask ourselves. Very, very importantly. It's really emotional for me. It's been from the beginning. It's emotional. It's painful. It's really painful, guys. Really, really painful. But I believe that there is help. Reach out to. You can reach out to me. I'll put my number there again. That's some people do reach out, and thank you so much for reaching out. I'll put my number on the chat again. Reach out to me. I know some people that can help. They might not be counselors, but they were in the past. They might have taken some courses. Please reach out. This is very, very important. God wants you to be fine. I want you to be fine. We all want you to be fine. And like I said, I agree. We've been doing this village meeting for 5 years now. We come back with the same topic over and over. We are here talking, and people just go back and they're just, doing what they need to do or what they want to do. But I pray today that your heart will be softened towards your wife and your heart will be softened towards your husband. That is my sincere desire and prayer for you. So thank you everybody for coming. We'll be closing right now. Mr. Ahmed, I really, really appreciate you for always saying yes. Always saying yes. And thank you, Mr. Philip, for just jumping in and saying, yes, I'm going to do it. Thank you, Fola, for being available, being willing. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Dee, we want to talk to you. Yeah. Time is fast spent and tomorrow is work. But the issue that Dee brought up, I don't know, Dee, if you're Desola or if you are, I don't know. But if you want, I sent my number to you. If you want to please talk to us, let's see. Okay, you have received it. Thank you. We will definitely talk about those issues that you raised up, and thank you for being vulnerable, and this is what we are looking for. I would have really loved us to talk about your issues, the issue here, sorry, but I mean, like, time is gone. I'm sure some people want to go rest for work tomorrow, but I want you to know that you are in a safe place, and I will get across to you. Please send your number if that's okay. Thank you. Mr. Lever, thank you so much. Wisdom, the is it 6 or 7 seconds kiss? That one, I won't forget that one, even if I forget every other thing. Yes, I've said thank you to all of our panelists. Thank you again. We will see you, everyone, next month, and we are going to be starting another series, and I will get back. I will let you know the series that we'll be starting from next month. But our desire is that your marriage will be okay, is that you will be okay, is that your kids will be okay, is that you won't suffer out of ignorance, or foolishness. Thank you so much again for coming. Have a fantastic month ahead of you.
Thank you,
Help
man.
us fill the feedback form, please. Thank you. We have only 13 people who have responded, and we are 80 something on this call. Before you leave, please help us fill the feedback form. I'm going to post it again. It helps everyone. It helps us to choose topics. It helps us to know what's going on. It helps us to bring panelists on the show so that people, you can share your wisdom with us and tell us how it's been working for you. So help us feel it. Thank you. Thank you. We hope to see you next time. Take care of yourselves, please. Take care of your kids. Take care of your husband. Take care of your wife. Just go to your bed. We are done. So if you want to go, you can leave. You just, on your bed tonight, you can hug him, you can kiss him, whatever it is you want to do. Say you're sorry. Can we start again? I've been there before. It's possible. Marriage can work. Okay. Thank you, Ayo. Thank you, Chidima. Yes, and for everyone who spoke, thank you so much. God bless you. Fill our feedback forms. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can see you filling it now. Thank you so much. Please fill our feedback forms. Thank you. 6 second kiss here. Yes, let me start calling the names for those who are still here. Ozo, thank you so much. You're still awake. Thank you. Choma, thank you. Choma was the first to come here today. Ahmad, thank you again. Chedo, I love you, sis. Thank you, Sombo. Thank you, Nufisa, my sis. Thank you, Patience. Thank you, Fola. Thank you, Olofela, Mister. Thank you, Iche. Thank you, T. Thank you, Ikeme Funa, my co-host. See you next time. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Edwina. Thank you, Efwa. Ooh, that's my baby sis. Thank you, Dami. Thank you, SA. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Boogie. I see you. Thank you, Ideal. Thank you, Sandra, again. Thank you, Ahireme, Osareko. Thank you, Awa. Thank you, Aisha. Oh, Aisha, how are you? Thank you,
Yes, I have
FD.
been waiting for my thank you.
Aisha, don't worry. We'll talk. Thank you, FD. Thank you, Vives. Thank you. Oh, Constance. Yes. Thank you, KD. Thank you, Nike. And thank you, Lena. See you guys next month. Thank you again for coming. I did. You were not here when they talked about 6 second kiss. You see now. Don't worry, I'll gist you.
Yes, so he was
He
I
wasn't
want.
here. I can see
business.
he's asking which one is that.
I want. I like kiss. I want to.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. I know that's the one a lot of people will take back home.
I can't wait. I need to know. I want to use this.
You want to use it this night? It's okay.
Yes.
No wahala. I will
Tell
send
me
a
now.
text. Oh, okay.
Um,
So I think it was Lever who talked about that. He said that there's something him and his wife they do, and it works a lot. I think he's even said a quote from somebody. He read it in a
Yeah,
book. He called the name, right? Shama, do you remember the name of the person?
I don't remember the name of the person.
Yeah, he
I
said he read
remember
it.
the
you were
act.
you were distracted.
He said he read it in the book, and the book, the person said they do a 6 second kiss, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it helps. It's been helping him and his wife for a very, very long time.
Like,
That sometimes when
when do
they're
they do?
even
Is it when they are quarreling or when they are? No, I'm trying to understand the context.
Like at different points, like you know, like how maybe one person is leaving for work, how you just do half a second kiss, mwah, okay, bye bye. Then so that put your mouth and remain there. You understand that there's no need to rush. So
yeah.
you count, make sure you count like 6 seconds before you let go. So I agree
That
with
one,
I've been
that one means we
expecting
don't want to
feedback.
go early to work.
Borrow money.
That's when we don't want to go early to work.
Oh wow.
Babe, I hope you heard though.
6 seconds kiss.
So then some who turned it to 6 minutes kiss.
Yes, I made a mistake of saying 6 minutes. Oh my god, it was a good time. Thank you everybody. It was a good time.
Nigeria.
Good night. Daryl Judy. Okay. Thank God today my recording worked also. It didn't work the last time. Let me stop the YouTube too.